Sup, baby girl? Jeff, yeah, bro. There's a Metagross like a mile away. Fuck me. I found out that apparently if you connect your Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home, it's a one-way. Sophie! Alright.
Ready?
Shall we begin?
Let's get it. Get the countdown.
Countdown? Alright.
Run it. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, my friends. What is good? It is episode 11 of the Flash Bros podcast.
Welcome back.
My name is Sam. I'm joined today by my beloved co-host, Joshy. How we doing, bro?
Dude, we're doing good, man.
Yeah?
It's been a good week.
It's been a huge week.
Huge.
I think,
Absolutely.
I can't catch a break, bro.
No, I literally can't catch a break either.
Halloween.
Halloween
was last night.
It was last night, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
How was your Halloween, bro?
It was
Catch me up.
beautiful. Yeah, so I went over to my parents' house.
Yeah.
Just had a nice little afternoon with them. We always have, a fire in the front yard, hand out candy. Always fun. I was roasting weenies. I don't know why. There's something so appealing about roasting a hot dog over a fire.
Yeah.
And then, putting it in the bun. You know, it's a little burnt.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure. I'm not a big hot dog guy. I feel like I just kind of ran through that when I was younger. I had hot dogs all the time.
Totally. Me too.
But having them over a fire, I mean, that's huge
That's
where
the
I'm
way
from.
it's done.
It's the way it's meant to be, bro.
That's
yeah,
how a
this
weenie
roasted
is meant to be.
dog.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
My parents get, good ones, too, so... They almost have the sausage flavor. So it's a smoked sausage. So you can't beat it.
Yeah, bro.
A little ketchup, a little mustard.
In the environment.
Absolutely.
You ever taken a banana? And you ever heard of a banana boat you make over a fire?
No.
Really?
No,
Dude,
I've never heard of it.
Check this out.
I think it's an Oregon thing.
It might be, right?
Yeah.
But you take a banana. I actually have a banana right here.
Whoa.
You take the banana. You slit it in half, with the peel on, though.
Okay.
So you take a knife, you split it in half, and you kind of spread it. You put peanut butter, you put chocolate, you put s'more stuff, so you put marshmallows in there. You just kind of decorate it and fill it up. You take tin foil, wrap the whole thing, put it over the fire for 5-10 minutes. Take it back out, take a spoon, you spoon out everything, and the peel keeps it all together.
What?
Unreal.
Sounds good.
Unreal.
The way you're saying it sounds good.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat a roasted marshmallow.
No.
I literally was thinking about it last night because we had marshmallows as well. And there's just something so appealing, about just, slowly cooking a marshmallow, brown on the outside, gooey on the inside. Can't go wrong with it. So,
no, dude.
So I was a good Halloween. Had a nice little fire.
Hell yeah. You guys do that, out back?
No, in the front yard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, in the what's it called? Where you pull up the car.
The driveway?
Driveway. Thank you. I was the car parking lot.
Yeah,
the house
carport
parking lot.
outside.
That's the one. Yeah, we usually do that, and then obviously either we celebrate a little bit more by dressing up. This year I kind of took it easy because I feel like I'm recovering from the party.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we had a huge Halloween party, which was Sunday night.
That was.
You enjoy that?
I did. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I feel like, leading up to it was very stressful. And there was a lot of stuff going on.
There always is. Oh, to be honest, though, I kind of just remembered that there was more.
Yeah, it was more than most.
Yeah, there's some drama happening.
But that's okay. That's okay. I thought that after the party, it felt like all of that was worth it. Yeah. And we just got to...
Even during the party, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, once we got into it.
For sure. And that's just the way it goes sometimes, though.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I need to, I want to work on, kind of being able to control my emotions a little bit more, too. Still that Thorfinn kind of... I'll never be perfect, and I know that.
Yeah.
But I want to be a little bit more handle situations maybe a little bit better.
Sure.
And that's just me, though. So,
I totally understand.
And then, afterwards, I went over to my friend Trinity's house.
Yes.
To hang out with her family.
Yeah. Okay.
Drank a little bit.
Last night?
Last night.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So I was out really late.
Yeah.
So that's why I slept in.
Dude.
Yeah, what can I say? But it was Halloween. I had to celebrate a little bit. And
any other stuff you've been playing games this week?
Spider-Man 2.
Hell yeah, baby.
Well, I haven't had a lot of time because I've been busy, and on the weekend was pretty busy. Our friend Matthew flew in.
Yes.
And was staying with me.
Bro.
So, the whole time I didn't really get time to play games, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But I literally dedicated. There was this one night where my friend Trinity wanted to hang out, and I was like, I'm sorry, I have to play Spider-Man 2. And she understood completely.
Yeah.
I just had to get further along. And it's so good. I won't talk too much on it, because I could literally talk for hours.
That's what I want. Yeah. Like, so give me a little bit of kind of how you feel now compared to
what I
last
felt before.
episode.
So one thing that I'm so surprised at is the story is shocking me. Like there are things that are happening that I've never seen happen in a Spider-Man story.
Okay.
And it's so like fresh and new.
Yeah.
It's just very different. And I don't really know where it's going to go. And that's really exciting for me.
That's exciting because you're a huge Marvel guy.
I'm a huge
MCU
Marvel
guy.
and Spider too.
Yeah.
I'm huge on Spider-Man. And,
all these things.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's making you think like that,
exactly,
that's exciting.
There's just stuff that's happening, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, unpredictable, right?
Yep. That's the one. What about you, though, man?
Dude, this week has been fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I'll start with last night. We went over to Kendall's parents for a little Halloween get together. It's her dad's favorite holiday, and I think her mom loves it too. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The house is all decorated. They had 2 massive bowls of candy, to hand out to the kids.
Of course.
So we were like out back. We actually were painting pumpkins. We weren't carving.
Oh, really?
So we've done
fun.
a couple of like date nights with their parents where we're painting on canvases, like these like mini little canvas. It's like like 3x3.
Yeah,
square.
I love those ones.
Yeah,
They're so simple. You don't have to go too big.
Exactly.
And you can just have like a simple little picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did those. I've done.
And I found out how exactly unartistic I am.
What?
When I'm next to everyone. They're all so good.
No,
Kendall's
don't say
making some
that.
good shit. Yeah, her dad he smokes like one joint. This dude is like making actual fucking Mozart on canvas.
Well, the funny thing about that, it is all just practice. It's literally all just practice. So don't beat yourself up.
No.
Or say that you can't be unartistic, because it's literally just like, it's like looking at a guy at a gym and being like, he's squatting.
That's true.
350, and it's like, oh, I'm weak.
Right.
No, he's just been doing that for a long time
has
been working it up, and that's just how it goes, and that's how every little like brain thing goes. It's like, people will hop in. Brain thing. People will hop and smash with us in our friend group, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm dog shit," and I'll literally tell them, "I'm like, you are not bad. You cannot compare yourself to people who've been playing for years,
For years,
because Gabe
thousands
says that.
of hours.
Exactly. Gabe is so good at Smash.
Yes,
and he's
bro.
always like, I'm fucking dog shit.
This dude's got like 200 hours in, and he's so good.
He's so good, and he's working on it all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, don't downplay your creative, artistic.
That. Yeah,
but
it's
just
more
the way
like
it works.
a way of like, I'm like, damn, like they're like I love this. It's like this wholesome time, right?
Sure.
And
I'm with
I
that.
haven't probably I in my life like only painted a few canvases like that, or even really painted at all.
No.
So it's fun. It's really therapeutic. I see the appeal, Yeah, I did like a tie-dye thing on my pumpkin. I had a mini pumpkin, and I just kind of went crazy with colors.
Nice.
And I liked how it turned out. You know
That's
what I mean?
cool.
Yeah, trying to
really
think like
cool.
abstract instead of like trying to like copy and paste some image I found. You know what I mean?
I'm with that, man.
A lot of fun, but I definitely drank too much too quickly. Kendall kept coming out with shots. Man, they're all big drinkers there.
Yeah.
And I puked.
Oh, did you really?
I did, which I also did at the Halloween
party too.
So I couldn't handle
Understandably,
it, bro.
by the way, because there was a lot going on that whole weekend.
For sure.
And also mixing a bunch of sugar too. There's always candy in Halloween.
Absolutely.
Will do that.
I kind of forget about that.
I drank so much at it was so funny because I drank so much at their house.
Yeah.
And I drank a bunch, and it was probably like 11:30 when I got there.
Yeah.
And I just waited hours so that I could drive home.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was out until like 4 a.m, basically just waiting. But I don't drink tequila.
Okay.
I really don't.
Yeah.
But I had all tequila last night.
Wow.
Yeah, because I can't do just like a tequila shot. But
Really?
we were doing picklebacks.
Okay.
Which
that helps a lot.
Are
with tequila.
amazing.
Yes.
Because there's no taste afterwards.
No, for sure. Like cancels it out.
It cancels it completely. And then tequila rose, of course.
I actually think on the subject, Kendall and I were talking this morning because I was like, well, so what happened last night? Like, when did I clock out? You were gone by 9, she said. I'm like, 9 o'clock?
Wow.
I'm such a night owl. That's not like me.
That is not
at
like
all. No. Like, so when I came to, it was about 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And she's helping me from the couch downstairs up to her room. And I'm asking her questions. And then this morning she's like, I think I want to do Sober November. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
I'm with it. So I think we're doing that together.
A lot of people want to do that right now.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I thought about it at the beginning of October. I might have even mentioned it on the episode. But a lot of people started off October strong that I knew in my group. And I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll do that. But then there was all these things happening. I felt like I couldn't legitimately, right? But I feel like November, like, you know what? I can just smoke. If I need anything, if I want to do anything, partake in anything social, getting faded, I'll smoke. But I'm not drinking for all of November.
Right.
So
and that's a good idea, dude.
Yeah. I think my body needs it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do what you got to do to help that body.
But I'll catch up some more. I've been playing actually quite a bit of Mario Wonder because Kendall and I had like a recovery day yesterday, right? Or Monday. Monday was the day after the party, right?
Yes,
so recovery day, and Kendall and I usually have date nights on Mondays anyway. So I asked her what she wanted to do, and we started with the Demon Slayer movie. Nice. So we finished all of season 1 of Demon Slayer. Nice. Watched the movie. Fucking awesome. So good. Like you said. Yeah, I definitely recommend that fucking movie. What an amazing movie. And you kind of think you know the direction it's going, and you really don't. You don't. All the way to the end. Yeah, and then it's a crier. It legitimately, like this emotional, like Kendall and I both, we were losing it, man. Yeah. Like it's so good.
Yeah, Demon Slayer has this really good ability where it mixes the score and the music and the things the characters say all in this moment, and animation, of course, all in this moment that just kind of culminates to you have to cry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It tugs the heartstrings just right.
It really does.
There's also something I wanted to say about Tanjiro, the main character, where I feel like he exudes the trope of kind of like, I'd say like a stereotypical kind of like shonen hero or JRPG kind of main character where they're pure-hearted, they're kind, they really exude like all these morals and qualities like you talk about with Thorfinn, right? Totally. But there's something about how Tanjiro does it that is legitimately different from other characters that I've seen before, where it's really like they just do such a good job really making him seem like a pure soul.
Yes.
And we talked about this before about how he doesn't just care for and love humans, he loves all life. And that includes demons.
Right.
And he's literally the only one.
Well, he's the only one, yeah. He recognizes the fact that demons are humans because his sister is a demon.
Right.
But he sees her for what she is.
Right.
Which is, a tortured, hurt soul. And it's really funny because Tanjiro is, and I think will always be, kind of an inspiration for me in the sense of you don't have to forgive everyone for what they've done, but a lot of hurt, like people that hurt you are hurt people. A lot of people that like will like have the potential to hurt you are hurt themselves.
Absolutely.
And so there's almost this degree of like, I don't have to forgive what you've done to hurt me, but I forgive you. Yeah. And I forgive like this idea that, I can see you for who you are. And I believe that Demon Slayer is metaphorical in that sense of people get put in situations, humans, like real people.
Yeah.
Every single demon, none of them are monsters, they're people. And all it really takes is that almost like sixth sense of looking into someone's soul, and it's funny because Tanjiro has all these elements to him. He literally has a heightened smell where he can smell the emotions of people, but he just cares, and he can tell. He has this sense of what people are thinking and viewing, and he sees demons as, I will have to end your life. However, it doesn't mean I have to hate you, or it doesn't mean that I have to rue your death or not even pay respects to your death. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why
I just think there's so much honor in that because of how you're introduced to Tanjiro from the very beginning, what happens to him and how that is the show also just does a great job. I'm sure the manga does too, of diving into Tanjiro's mind. There's a lot of phone is not inside.
Oopsie.
There's a lot of like short dialogue spurts that are it's directly from Tanjiro's mind, right? And like and it just conveys like his pain. It's not that he's literally above anything. He's not. It's that the really like it hits so home that he's a normal dude. Even saying in the movie, if he had a choice of picking up a sword, he never would. Absolutely. He's only picked up a sword and become a demon slayer because he literally has to.
Well, he wasn't a fighter.
Right.
He was a freaking... he sold charcoal and made charcoal with his family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. Also, fun, like, kind of like throwback showing how he's so used to carrying Nezuko because it shows him always carrying a bundle of wood in his back.
Yeah, he's always carrying it right down. Right. I honestly never thought about that.
Yeah, I thought about that in the movie, right?
That's
and I'm
really
like,
cool.
Oh my gosh, what a foreshadowing. Kind of like, oh, no wonder he can handle it. You know what I mean?
Cause, well, he's got... obviously, she can like shrink in size or make herself bigger. But that's such a great point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But that's so funny.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I love that design too. Even just of like his checkered design with the red, the scar on his head, and then the giant box on his back. Yeah, and just knowing
it's so
that
iconic.
Nezuko's in there, it's so iconic.
Yeah, same thing with Nezuko with having the muzzle,
and the colored hair. The way it like is like different. It's like orange on the bottom.
Yeah, the tips.
Yeah. I gotta say, too. That's that show is definitely that is. I don't like to say that there's a new big three. Have you heard this term before? Yeah, the big three.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit on the show.
I have been saying if there is a new big three, I've always said it's Demon Slayer, My Hero, and Black Clover. Yeah, those three are consistently, those are the ones that are almost like this constant story where the main character is the one who's kind of shaking up the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yes. And
you're right.
It's just the way that the big three shows go. You know what I mean? Absolutely. It's Luffy, Naruto, and Ichigo. Those guys are the ones that are shaking up this planet. So anyway, anything else going on?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Real quick, because we got a lot to dissect in this episode, but there's the Pokemon Go Halloween event that just wrapped up, so I was like all over that.
Did you finish that one?
Which one?
You had to do a bunch of raids. Get a Master Ball?
That's the Master Ball quest, and that's still going for the rest of this month. So I have until the end of November, or it might even be like the 25th of November or something. Okay. That I have like 22, 23 days. It tells me like on the quest. Yeah. But I basically have to do just over one raid a day. If I hit 2 raids a day, I'll get it done.
Wow.
Sure. Yeah. Wow. So I'm on track. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I want that Master Ball. I want that Galarian bird.
Gotta get it.
Because I was going to tell you before the episode even started, I just found out, apparently, you can't, if you connect Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home, right? Yeah. It's a one-way transfer. So you can't put Pokemon into Pokemon Go. You can't be like, I'm going to beef up my party for raids. The game wants you to do it all within the game, which kind of makes it
Can you transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go to like Scarlet and Violet?
Yes, because you transfer it to Pokemon Home. I'm pretty sure you need Pokemon Home as the middleman, but once you have it go from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home, there's no going back.
Wow.
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So and that was kind of big. I was kind of like, oh shit, okay, well, that honestly makes the game even feel a little more special, to be honest, because everything I have in it, it's all from Pokemon Go, you know?
Right.
So did that, also finished the Quarry. Kendall and I finished that last night.
Wow.
Yep. Right. Okay. Which is huge, honestly. Yeah. What an ending. I genuinely...
Did you like it more than Until Dawn?
I did.
Really?
I did like it more than Until Dawn. Yeah. Okay. Some shit happens that genuinely just takes you by surprise, because it does have it talked about this like a similar kind of vibe and plot line with kind of the supernatural type of stuff, how you kind of feel like you're playing through a ghost story within the confines of like these woods, right? And the way it all unfolds and ends, it's pretty unpredictable. Wow. So that was awesome. Genuinely,
that sounds
the ending coming out, it really cool.
I need to play it.
Definitely. Must play.
I got a lot of games I want to play right now, though.
Oh yeah.
So there's even like Tears of the Kingdom, still haven't beat that. Yeah. I wanna wrap up Spider-Man 2. I really want Mario Wonder. Yeah. I think I've been seeing clips and I just like, I gotta play it. I gotta play it. So I want to wrap up Spider-Man 2 best I can. Yes. Probably gonna platinum it.
Yeah, fuck. Let's go.
Platinum. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, I'm all for that, man. Platinum your favorite games.
That's what I do.
You know? Yeah, absolutely.
My first platinum was Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Spider-Man PS4.
The original. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
Well, yeah, the last thing I want to touch on is me and Kendall, we probably played like 4 hours of Mario Wonder yesterday. And I also was running through all the characters. So I've been playing as Mario because I really wanted to take in kind of how I feel about this new Mario with all the sounds.
I would probably
the design,
do the same.
Yeah. His voice, all these things. Yeah. Switch to Luigi, switch to Peach, Daisy. Some really cool shit. There's some power-ups in that game. I've gotten some new stuff, and I'm not really gonna say it for the listeners and for you. I really want you guys to experience this, man. Like, each fucking level is so unique.
That's so fun.
It's so awesome. Yeah. Like you hit the Wonder Flower, and it literally feels like you're playing 2 levels at a time.
That's so
right.
Sick.
Like it's so good. Yeah. You get this badge, and that's all. I just wanted to touch on. We talked about badges last time.
We did,
and I didn't know how many there were. I thought there was like a big amount of like pages and things. I threw out a number. I think I threw out like there's like 50 badges. There's 24 slots.
Oh, okay.
So for sure. So in the game, like kind of like you walk through and you unlock more as you go, you know. Yeah. But some of the badges are really fun and very unpredictable.
What a cool way to make a 2D Mario
so
game
fucking
too.
cool,
like
man.
Making it have like a variety in the way that you want to play too.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Absolutely, because you can almost look at it. There's 3 different types of badges. There's movement badges, which it adds like some extra move. Like it gives you like a the first one I think you get in the game is like if you hold the R button, you have like an extra float, and then you slowly drift down, almost kind of like Peach's float ability that she used to have.
Is that with the hat?
That's with the hat, right?
Yeah,
and so like that makes levels fundamentally easier,
sure,
right?
Totally.
So you can challenge yourself if you don't want to, and you don't have to use any movement badges. You can use a utility badge. You can give yourself extra coins if you beat enemies. There's a utility badge you just get in like the second or third world where it's a sensor. So if you go near a secret or a Wonder Flower or anything that's like hidden, a sensor will go off, so you'll be able to find it. So it's honestly awesome.
That's wild.
It's wild. You don't have to go look anything up.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, that kind of even has, like, what it feels like for me is inspiration from, like, the 3D Marios. Like, Mario Odyssey, a lot of those things that they had were almost like, I mean, it's very different, obviously, but, like, there were a lot of amiibos. I don't know if you used a lot of amiibos during your time with Odyssey.
No, I don't think I did even once.
A lot of them gave you perks like that.
Oh,
like they'll tell you where, not tell you, but just hint you where. So Bowser hints you towards purple coins in Odyssey.
Okay.
And then Peach gives you an automatic. It's like your health bar is doubled.
Oh,
right? Yeah.
Right. And I think I saw that. I don't think I got that.
I used to play with like Bowser and Peach right next to each other because I was trying to like finish it up. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but I love the inspiration. I love all of it.
Yeah, dude. No, you're gonna feel the love, man. I have no doubt you're going to love.
That's what I'm saying.
Game.
I know I will. I just I want to. If I'm sitting down, gotta play Spidey.
Yeah,
gotta play Spidey.
Be single-minded right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm really enjoying being pretty single-minded, like as far as gaming goes, and even anime, because it just really allows me to take in the whole experience as much as I can. I definitely don't remember as much, and I'm not kind of as sucked in if I'm like bouncing back and forth, juggling like 4 games at once. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh, totally.
And the last thing I want to say was a correction on myself too, which was that I remember. I don't know if you remember me describing hitting the overworld, and then you hit Bowser in the middle, and you're surrounded by these worlds. And I'm like, is it potentially open world?
Yeah.
It's not. It does direct you to World 2.
There you go.
However, after that, it does open up some, and you can choose which world you want to go to next. So it has a mix there, and it's really good.
Yeah,
so,
I'm with that big time.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to play through it, and I'll give my final thoughts once I got the game wrapped up. But I think we're gonna be doing an episode once you beat the game too.
I'm gonna
giving an episode. Yeah. Flash Bros final thoughts on Mario Wonder.
Yes.
Joshua, let's dive into the episode.
Let's get it.
Shall we?
Yes, we shall.
So, who are we, my friend? This is the Flash Bros podcast.
That's us.
Yes, sir.
Right
Welcome back, my friends.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. We record every Wednesday currently. We've got all of our episodes being uploaded Friday morning on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube. YouTube's usually a little delayed. It takes so long to render a video for some reason. Like, literally, it takes like 40 minutes.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Because it's just a thumbnail register, and it's just the file type it converts it into.
It's just like a video more so than audio. That makes sense.
Yeah, I actually completely forgot. You just reminded me that not last episode, but the one before. I think it was the Xenoblade episode.
Yes.
I edited everything and I was starting to upload it. What are you looking at?
Dude, this bird just... You see that string that's landing? Like, a bird just landed right there.
What the fuck?
And it was just like kicking it for like a second. You see how it's shaking?
Yeah.
Because he literally just flew away.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract.
It's all good. I'm like, what are you looking at?
Oh, like that's
There's a window behind
crazy.
me.
Yeah.
You just reminded me that the episode 9, I finished my editing and was literally uploading the episode to be live at 5 a.m. that morning. Right. So it was like 2 in the morning. Right. I'm like waiting for everything to be done rendering. I'm literally just waiting for everything to be uploaded, and I'm sitting there for a good hour. I'm so tired. I go to preview the episode. I almost never preview the episodes either. I finish all my editing and then I like make the file and I'll check it in like my files app, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But when I upload it, it makes a preview on Spotify, and I usually don't check it. I somehow, in my mind, randomly was like, I should just check it. I checked it. The program I used to edit completely fucked up. All my edits were wrong. It, like, didn't turn out right at all. It was, like, 6.5 hours instead of being 4.5 hours, and half of the episode was silent. I was like, what is happening? I had to restart the entire editing, and I got it done at 5 in the morning.
What happened, though?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Now I'm a little sketched out with my program I use because that never happened before. So I'm like restarting my iPad after I do the edits just to make sure it's good. So last week was fine, but sheesh, you know what I'm saying? So hey, no matter what though, dedicated. You know what I'm saying? I will get it uploaded Friday morning. Yeah, proud of us, baby. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
That's right, baby.
So, my friends, check us out. We actually have a website. We have our podcast hosted on patreon.com.
That's right.
And you can check that out and become a part of the community over there. That's going to be patreon.com/FlashRosePodcast. We post all of our episodes over there, and we have exclusive content for our Patreon sponsors. And if you are a Patreon sponsor, one of those perks is you get to message us on the show, and you can have inquiries for us, like questions. We got Telegram, which is like a questions to comments section every episode for people to write in, give us some ideas of topics to talk about, or answer any questions. You can also email us if you are not on Patreon, and that is flashbrospodcast@gmail.com.
Beautiful.
So before we continue, let's jump into our Patreon sponsors, brother.
Let's talk about them.
We have Austin Bowman.
Austin, day
OG.
one. We love him.
We got Annette Anderson, my beautiful mother.
Mama.
Yes.
Mama, we love
Mama. We got Donald Duck.
Donald.
Shout outs.
Of course.
Still here, baby.
Has he said anything?
He hasn't. Nope, not yet. Yeah.
One day.
Updates coming soon, Donald.
One day.
We want to hear from you. We got Kendall Sutherland.
Of course.
My gorgeous girlfriend. We've got Adrell Williams.
What a real
beautiful roommate.
Friend. Yes.
And we've got John Rao the Fourth. Thank you, Johnny.
Johnny.
And you met Johnny.
Yes, I just wanted to say shout out to Johnny. I met Johnny at the Halloween party.
Yes, sir.
Such a real one. Johnny, if you're listening, I love you so much, and I hope you know that. It was funny. We had a funny interaction where I was like, dude, I feel like I know you. He's like, I feel like I know you. And I'm like, yeah, you probably do. You know what I mean? But
it is funny.
It is very funny
because he listens to you, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. He listens religiously to the show. He's one of my few friends who like is caught up on a weekly basis.
Which is so real.
It's so real, bro. Yeah, we love Johnny, and he's always saying, he's like, I feel like I know Josh so well, but I've never met him. You know?
No, you know me, Johnny, and I know you, buddy. He was also dressed as oh my God, the guy from Vice City.
Yes.
From GTA Vice City.
I wasn't sure.
I forget his name.
He asked me, he's like, who do you think I am? Yeah. And I don't really play GTA.
I recognize it right away.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But I couldn't remember. I wanted to say, because Vice City, it fucks me up because I get that mixed with Liberty City.
Oh,
and so
shit.
I was like, is Vice City New York or is Vice City Florida in the universe of GTA?
And
so
what's
I
the
was
answer?
like, well, Vice City is Florida, and then
Florida.
Liberty City.
Got
I think like Statue of Liberty. That's what I gotta remember.
Got you. Yeah, he walks in. He's like, "Who am I?" And I'm like, "I'm not gonna lie, bro. I have no idea, but you look straight out of GTA." And he's like, "No shot, bro."
That was him.
Yes, sir. So, Josh, let's jump into our first section, brother. Historically, this section has been called This Week's History, but I actually wanted to run through and do a little name swap. So this section is now called
We're changing the name.
Retro Recap.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yes, sir. 'Cause I figure it's mostly retro games that we're covering here, and it's kind of like a nostalgia trip. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And also, like, retro can be anything, bro.
For sure.
If you played something 5 years ago, that feels retro to me now.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I kind of like just running through either our thoughts on if we ever even like heard of the game, played the game, or anything in those regards. You know what I mean?
I'm with that.
It's pretty open-ended. You know
I'm
what I
with
mean?
that big time.
My friends, this is our curated list of games that have been released for this week in the past. And today, it's between the dates of October 30th and November 5th.
That's right.
And today, the date is Wednesday, November 1st. Thought I would shout that out. Yes, 2023. Yes, so let's begin this list with Mega Man Battle Network.
Battle Network.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's released on the Game Boy Advance, October 30th, 2001. These are also North American release dates, unless we state.
Also, Mega Man Battle Network. Did you play it?
I didn't, but it's a game that I remember seeing it in Nintendo Power and seeing that there was a red and a blue version, right? And kind of like getting like a Pokemon kind of vibes. And there was one Nintendo Power magazine where it was featured. So it was like all these sections and I'm reading on it. And I'd never played a Mega Man game before that, not even the classics yet. Yeah, and I was real young and I remember looking at this and really wanting it. Never got it. Never touched it, never played it.
I played it at my friend's house. He had a GBA, of course. And he lived right down the street from me, kind of far, not like down the street, but I was down the street, turn a corner. Okay. There he is. Yeah. And he had this game, and I thought it was so fucking cool. Yeah. But I never got it for myself. Yeah. But it was one of those memories of like,
it's kind of like RPG, and you move up, and it's strategy.
It's cool though. Right. It's like really different. It's not like Mega Man. Right. And then it's like, I don't know. I remember thinking it looked cool too.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember. I've always thought that I think it was at the end of last year that came out with the remake, right?
Possibly.
Yeah. I did not know. There's a remake that's on the eShop right now, and it's literally, I think it's the Battle Network Collection or Remaster or something, and it has both games on it.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And I'm not sure what the difference is at all, but I remember seeing this come out in the eShop and being really interested in potentially picking it up. It does look like a rough kind of up-res more than a remaster. Really? Yeah, it just kind of looks like, because it was like pixel art Game Boy graphics and it was really small. It just kind of looks like they blew it up and they added a soft edge filter to it. I don't know that I'm very necessarily keen on it. I really like the original pixel art.
There's so many Battle Networks.
There is?
Dude, Mega Man Battle Network, Mega Man Battle Network 2, Mega Man Battle Network 3 Blue, Mega Man Battle Network 3 White, Mega Man Battle Network 4 Blue Moon, Mega Man Battle Network 4 Red Sun, Mega Man Battle Network 5 Team Colonial, what the fuck? Colonel, no.
Colonial?
Colonial? What does that say?
Colonel.
Is
Team
that
Colonel? Yeah.
Why is there an L? And then another 5, another 6.
We love it.
And then 2 more 6s. I did not know there was that many.
What the fuck? I had no idea. Okay. Well, I don't know if the collection includes all... that's in the collection?
That's
what all those games?
Yeah, that's what
Holy shit, I thought it was just 2 of them. I'm not going to lie. I thought there was only 2 Battle Network games.
I didn't know there was that many.
Yeah, what the fuck? Crazy. That's nuts. All right, well, that's even cooler.
Yeah. Did you ever... I watched the anime. When I was younger.
There was a fucking... For Battle Network?
Yeah, because it was like based on like a... I mean, like the style was much more anime.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, the way it worked.
Legacy Collection, that's what it's called. If you're looking on the Switch, it's the Mega Man Battle Network
Collection.
Legacy Collection.
Well, that's what they do for every single Mega Man. That's what I'm playing right now. It's literally just called Mega Man Legacy Collection. Right. And then I have Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. Right. And there's Mega Man X Legacy Collection. And then Mega Man
it's Legacy
X
Collection 2. I thought it was just X Collection.
No.
Oh, shit.
It's always Legacy Collection.
Okay,
so I think that's just the way that Capcom does it.
Sure. That's how they roll.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Next one.
Next is Tomb Raider, 1996 version. So not the remake, right? Wow. This is the OG Tomb Raider. I didn't know this. It was actually released on the Saturn first.
The Sega Saturn?
The Sega Saturn. Wow. Did you know that?
I did not.
I had no idea. I looked this up in October 31st, 1996. That's when this game came out. Yeah.
And then it came to PlayStation?
Yeah, I think it started then getting ports to, I think it was... Not the GameCube, right? It was on the N64.
It definitely wasn't on the GameCube, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think. I think there was a Tomb Raider game on the GameCube, but it wasn't like the original Tomb Raider. It was like I don't even know if it came to Nintendo 64. I want to say no.
I don't believe it was.
Okay. Did you play this game?
Yes, very
Really?
funny story. Yeah, I mean, it was much earlier than my time.
Sure.
But my dad, when he was younger and had us as little babies, he bought a PlayStation and had Tomb Raider, and then there was a snowboarding game on the original PlayStation.
Yeah, like SSX?
I might have been SXX,
Okay.
but I was too young to remember. So he pulls it out at one point when we were like much older. I was at least much older. I was probably like 6 or 7.
Okay.
And I played through a good amount of Tomb Raider. But I didn't get very far because my little brother, the way that the PlayStation opens, I thought it was a toilet. I'm not even making a joke right now. And so it opens like this, and he pissed. He was a little kid. You know what I mean? He pissed all inside.
No
Swear to God, that's how the PlayStation got broken.
Fucking funny.
And I was so sad because I was like so excited because Tomb Raider felt huge when I was younger.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so did the snowboarding. I remember thinking the graphics looked good.
Yeah.
And my little brother pissed all over the fucking thing.
Pissed all over it.
Because he thought it was a toilet.
Wow. No, I remember people talking about it and reading
about my little brother
reading
pissing
magazines.
in the toilet?
Yes, yeah. This made stories everywhere.
Made
bro.
headlines.
Made headlines, bro. Yeah. No, that Tomb Raider was such this marvel of idea and masterpiece. Some people even said it was the greatest game of all time when it came out.
At the time, yeah.
Which, looking at it now, and from what I've heard, in hindsight, pretty rough.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
And I personally never played this game. However,
you never touched it at all?
I didn't, but I am a huge Tomb Raider remake fan.
Oh, yeah.
The one
you
that
like
came
the
out in
new one?
360.
Yes.
Got it when it first came out. I think I actually got it on PS3.
Yes.
And that is an amazing game.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah, it is really good.
And I played a little bit of the second one. I want to say I played for like maybe 5 or 10 hours. Yeah, even better too. I remember playing it and it had like a winter kind of overcoat on it, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of the theme there. And
She had like a crossbow.
Yes.
Sorry, a bow and arrow.
Yeah, like right in the cover. And it just looked so good. It played so good. It had like this feature where you could like I think press on one of the sticks or something, and it would show you Xenoblade style, like the path you should be going if you get
I
stuck.
do remember that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
It just controlled really well. I remember in hindsight, I hadn't beaten Uncharted yet. And the Uncharted collection didn't exist.
Yeah.
But I tried playing through Uncharted 1, and people often compared these two, and I was like, no. Tomb Raider, I was a diehard Tomb Raider for life, way over Uncharted.
That's really funny because the reason I gave up on it was because I was bored.
Really?
Yeah, because I did not like the characters. Like they just did not like they didn't give me this feeling of like, and I literally had a feeling while I was playing it like I think I'd rather replay Uncharted.
Wow.
Because those characters are in Uncharted, and I'm not going to talk on Tomb Raider because I didn't get that far.
Yeah.
And so I just remember the essential, like the characters who show up, the guy on the plane, and Laura Croft herself, and I remember just being like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I probably
really?
got like 2 hours in, and I was just like, I had a feeling like I wanted to just play Uncharted because you can't beat the quips and the way that they talk in Uncharted.
The dialogue's
it's
really
so
good in Uncharted.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And
there's nothing fun about Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
like no comedy. It's very serious.
That's what I felt, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do a serious action adventure game. I think I'd rather do something that has that kind of lighthearted feel to it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find like a new Uncharted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the time I'd beat the entire Legacy collection. I had beaten 1, 2, and 3 so many times as a kid. And then Uncharted 4 obviously came out. And it was before Lost Legacy came out. So I was like, I want some more Uncharted.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel it. You know?
Yeah. No,
Which is reasonable, I think. But also, you know, two people have very different views on it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I would still say, if I'm being honest, I probably enjoyed Tomb Raider remake. Really? The first one. More than Uncharted 2.
What?
Yeah.
That's
genuinely
crazy.
Genuinely, like how I felt playing it, and I love Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
Uncharted 1, I'm not the biggest fan. And,
it's not the best.
I will also say my experience was a little tainted because I was going for platinum trophies.
Oh, true.
So I have the platinum Uncharted 1, and that was a bitch to get.
Yeah,
like an actual bitch. Playing that game on what's that? Crushing, right? And there's that part where you like drop down like halfway through the game into like a sewer almost.
It's like blue everywhere.
Yeah, and there's like the waves of enemies coming at you. I just remember this shotgun guy would literally spawn behind
with the armor.
You, and he would one-shot you, bro.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
out of nowhere, and fucking it was like this. I just had these feelings playing Uncharted 1
Yeah.
where I'm like, why is this game trying to be Call of Duty? This is not, I don't like this, you know?
Yeah,
I wish it was a little, like, more lighthearted for these battles.
Sure.
To fit the vibe of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that was the OG, right?
That was the OG. Yeah.
Like on PS3?
Yeah.
Oh, the shooting was not as good as when they kind of.
Well, I played it in the collection, so I actually played it on PS4.
Oh, so then it wasn't
it wasn't the OG, but it was Uncharted 1, right? With the new shooting mechanics. But even then, you know what I mean?
It's rough. No, it's really rough. I love those games.
I still want to play Uncharted 3 though. It's
good.
And 4. I still need to. And Lost Legacy. I know.
And I'll let you borrow Golden Abyss.
You will.
Yeah.
I have
the one on the Vita.
Yeah.
You have it on the Vita?
I do. Yeah, I should play it a little bit. Really? Yeah, it was pretty good. It's fun. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Kind of got the vibes of like Uncharted 1. Or
right?
Like,
that's kind of the vibe I got from it. Is it canon?
No, not anymore.
It's not.
After Uncharted 4, but it is fun. And I feel like I can fit it into canon. The issue is they don't mention Sam at all, which is huge part of like the lore you find out.
Yeah. In Uncharted 4 and
Uncharted 4,
Okay.
And beyond.
I won't pretend like I know because I have no idea. So.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on here. Joshy, number 3.
Yes.
I'm very curious if you have anything to say on this game. Sonic Generations. This came out on PS3 and 360 November 1st, 2011. Did you play this game?
Did not.
Do you know of it?
Yeah, I watched playthroughs when it first came out. And my older sibling had it on their computer.
Okay.
And I played the first couple levels. I think Green Hill Zone was like sandy. Do you remember that? It was called Sand Hill Zone.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right.
And I remember being like, oh man, this game's going to be really good. And then I never played it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, man. Maybe I just wanted to like Sonic more, but I just...
I get that.
There were so many games that came out that were just not good.
No. You're 100% right. This actually is the last Sonic game that I... really liked.
Yeah.
That has been made.
Well, what came out before it? It was Unleashed, Colors, and then Generations, right? I felt like those were pretty solid. I want to say Colors was the last one. That was pretty solid, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yeah, I didn't play Colors, actually, at all. I didn't, none of my friends had it, so I didn't even get to watch a buddy play it.
Yeah.
I remember hearing, though, that it was pretty good.
Yeah, well, I didn't play it, but I remember watching it being played.
Yeah.
Because we shared a Wii in my old bedroom.
Sure.
And so my older sibling would play it, and I remember thinking it looked so fun.
Yeah.
But I also felt that way about Sonic Unleashed, and I've seen videos of it, and I'm like, this looks really bad. Like the werehog, like that does not look fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't look fun.
Not my
Sonic
vibe.
Game. No,
not my vibe at all. I do have some buddies that loved Sonic Unleashed.
But yeah, but I thought it looked like so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, genuinely.
Yep.
Well, yeah, Sonic Generations really good. Just in the sense of like it kind of taking from. I mean, my favorite Sonic games are always going to be like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, and it's mostly nostalgia. It's just like what I grew up with. I've beaten those games so many times. Me and Reese actually, we'd always get together and play these games. And try to like get like A ranks on the missions.
Do you think it's worth still playing Sonic Adventure? Because my older sibling played it back in like 2014.
That's a good question.
And they loved it.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's campy.
Yeah.
And it's goofy.
It's
but it's like kind of charming in that way.
That's my vibe. It hits this charm factor, even though like the voice syncing.
I wonder what happened to Sonic.
I don't know what happened to Sonic. The voice acting's so bad. Yeah. The mouths don't really sync up at all. Sometimes the mouths will just open. There's no words coming out.
Yeah, the iconic. It's like I found you, faker. Faker. You're not even good enough to. I'll make you eat those when he like talks over him completely.
You're not even good enough to be my. I'll make you eat those words.
And he just like cuts them off completely.
Yeah, it's like in the forest with Shadow. Yeah.
So
iconic.
I haven't played those, but I really want to.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of getting them on Steam and just running through them.
Yeah, you know what? If I was to make a recommendation, it would be play Sonic Adventure, then Sonic Adventure 2, then Sonic Generations, and all of those are on Steam. Yeah.
Wait, why Generations?
Well, I think Generations is just it's a good game. It's well designed, and I think you would appreciate the game more because it pulls from all these Sonic games that came before it. And I don't know if it's like all of them. I think it's just mostly mainline Sonic games, but it definitely has like iconic scenes and things it takes from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Or one of those being really that stands out to my mind because I actually didn't beat Sonic Generations, but like there's one of the first levels and it's the truck is chasing. That's
iconic.
It's iconic, and that's the first stage in Sonic Adventure.
What's the song that plays with that?
It's Escape the City.
Yeah. I'll make it through.
Follow me. So good. Crush 40. Classic, so bro. Good. Music. Fuck.
And they had soap shoes.
Soap shoes?
Soap shoes, yeah.
What?
In the original release. So you know what soaping is? Like soap shoes?
No.
It was like it was a
like skating on like soap on your feet?
No. It was a type of shoes. They were called soap shoes.
Okay.
And they had this tie-in with Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. The reason that grinding mechanic is there is because, and the reason he had weird-looking shoes at first before they re-released it and they just changed the shoes back was because they were soap shoes. And it was like this thing in the 90s where it was like you could grind on rails with them because they had like this arch in between them where it was like super slippery. And you could just like grind on stuff. You would run up and then like grind and then you would like run back. Kind of like add it into like parkour kind of.
Yeah.
You know?
I see what you're saying. I'm going to be honest.
You never heard of soap shoes? I've never even
heard of soap shoes
But
in
you were around
life.
when they were like huge.
I guess so. Like I'm trying to think. Like the only like fad shoes. Please. The fad shoes I remember growing up was those Heelys, bro.
Oh, of course. But those were around
massive.
When I was. So see that design? That was the original.
Yeah, Josh is showing me some pictures right now of these soap shoes, and Sonic especially. But everything you're describing is wow. Yeah,
that was the way his shoes looked in it.
That makes a lot of sense.
And there was the whole grinding.
Shadow had same shoes, just with the jets in them.
Yep. So.
Which makes sense that the two grind rail characters.
Yep. So this was soaping, was what they called it.
What the fuck?
And it had a tie-in with Sonic because it was huge at the time. And
that's actually
Isn't that wild?
I had no idea. All right, guys, check it out.
Little
Sonic soap shoes.
Yeah, fun knowledge to learn.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Dude,
isn't that cool?
These fucking people like grinding down the rails at their house and shit.
It's pretty lit, right?
No board. I feel like there should be a skateboard there.
There should be, but that's the point.
And all the
soap shoes,
it's
baby.
It's the point. Oh yeah, what the fuck?
Love that.
I do love
anyway,
that.
Thank
you, Joshy.
I'm wasting so much time.
No, dude, it's perfect.
You really?
It's perfect. Yeah, bro. We don't waste time in this show.
It's true.
It's only content.
It is content.
Speaking of content,
yes.
Number 4.
Oh.
The Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. I put this on this list actually because, ironically, Johnny asked me one of the last times I saw him if I'd ever heard of this game or played it.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of brought back some memories for me. I thought I had played it. I didn't. This is a pretty unique Lord of the Rings game.
What's it called?
It's called The Third Age. Came out on GameCube, PS2, Xbox, and the Game Boy Advance. So you know how that version turned out.
Right.
You know, this released November 2nd.
It was on Advance, too?
It was on Advance, bro.
It's Lord of the Rings. What's the name of it?
The Third Age. This came out November 2nd, 2004. It actually came out after The Two Towers, and I think before the Return of the King.
Return of the King?
And Return of the King was the game that I did play. I played Return of the King on GameCube, and it's a multiplayer kind of hack and slash Diablo style game. But Lord of the Rings: The Third Age is a legitimate full-blown RPG. In fact, the criticism of the game is that it was too much like Final Fantasy X.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
It's turn-based. It has like if you look at the battle screen, it looks very similar to Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, it does.
With how it has the next character order of who's going to go next between you and the enemies. It has like a swapping 3 party members. The Game Boy Advance version looks terrible.
I just love it.
Oh my gosh.
I just love it.
Yeah, have you ever heard of this game?
Never.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
But I am also a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Yeah.
And I like knowing about Lord of the Rings.
You should look up some history on this. There's some good history there. Yeah, definitely.
Sounds very cool.
And Johnny, it sounds like Johnny played it and said it's a really good game. Yeah,
good.
So
shout out to Johnny. I might
Johnny.
play it because of you, Johnny.
Hey, yo, we're here first, baby.
That's
Let's
true.
go. Josh, I'll move on to the next one here, and I think you are familiar with it.
Am I?
It is Sonic Mega Collection Plus. This came out on PS2 and Xbox, November 2nd, 2004.
Yep.
Joshy, it came with all of these games. Sonic, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Spinball, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic the original 8-bit version, and something that you can unlock games for this, Ristar. Is an unlockable
Rystar.
Game. Rystar.
Yeah,
yes,
Rystar.
Thank you. The game that you mentioned.
I love that game.
Way early on.
I love that game.
You know how you get Rise Star to unlock.
How?
You play Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Blue Sphere, and Flicky 30 times each.
Wow.
Each.
Love it.
That's booting up 120 games to play to unlock this game.
To get Rise Star, and it's worth it, by the way.
Wow.
I'm mad at this game. I was never happy about it. You
really?
know why? Yeah.
Why?
I didn't have a PlayStation 2 or an Xbox. So I literally sat with it with my GameCube, and then I don't know what was different.
Because Mega Collection was on GameCube,
Mega
right?
Collection I love, and it was literally one of my top 5 games on GameCube.
Yeah.
But this is just cruel. Why would you do that to a child like me? I don't know what was different, but I remember my friends had it. Oh. And it was Mega Collection, because I loved Mega Collection. It was like such a huge part of my childhood. I remember like I literally, I feel like I beat every single game on there. I would play Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. What's different about it, though?
I think that they just added more to this game. I think they added more like tidbits of things like box arts and like different versions of the game. You know what I mean? Like in the Legacy collections, there's like all those art pieces and lore and shit. I think they added those, and I think they also added extra games. So I don't know if like you could play
Knuckles...
Rise Star.
Oh, no, it was Sonic 3 and Knuckles, right?
Right.
Wait, no. Yeah, they did. Sonic and Knuckles. What's different?
You know, I don't know. But
I don't know either.
I don't know if I'm just thinking because it's Plus, they have just added more
little
so
things.
They've added games.
Well, I remember as a kid, it made me very unhappy. I'll tell you that much.
So this is pulling up some bad omens.
I'm
here.
feeling very sad now.
No, Josh. We'll move on. Number 6, Fire Emblem, the original self-titled Fire Emblem released in the Game Boy Advance.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Was it on the NES or the Game Boy Advance?
Well, the original Fire Emblem, but that was also called Binding Blade, or not Binding Blade. I'm sorry, Shadow Dragon. Yeah, that was the original.
Which is the one that was on the DS.
Right, which a remake of the original Fire Emblem.
Right.
So this one though, this was a self-titled Fire Emblem, but in Japan it was actually called the Blazing Blade. Right? I think it was Fire Emblem 6 was Binding Blade.
So what was the one
Roy.
that was just recently released in the past 2 years that had that whole collection? Remember? It was the original NES version. Had a re-release on Switch.
Yes.
And it had an entire collector's edition.
Yeah, that was Shadow Dragon. Or the Warrior of Light or something like that?
No. It was called Fire Emblem. It was the original Fire Emblem.
That one that you got, right?
Yeah,
that collector's edition? I'm pretty sure it's either just Fire Emblem or it's Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Because that is the first game with Marth. But the remade game on DS was
So which is this one?
This is with Roy from Smash, his dad Eliwood, and
Leaf,
and
just kidding.
Leaf, Eliwood, Lynn, and Hector. You might recognize those characters.
I know
from
Hector.
Spirits.
He has axes, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's got a big fucking axe.
Big axe.
His axe is called the Armads.
Yes.
Big boy.
Yeah, he's a spirit.
This was really sick. So this was my first Fire Emblem game was actually the second one that came out in North America, which was Sacred Stones on the Game Boy Advance.
Yes, I know.
But this was the first ever North American Fire Emblem release, which I think it's the 7th game in the series.
The 7th
or 8th. Right. So it took that long for us to officially get Fire Emblem over here.
That's crazy that it took that long.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Right. On the Game Boy Advance, right? And it started on the NES. So that actually marks this game also as the 20th anniversary of this game.
Ooh.
Which is crazy. Yeah. This is one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games of all time.
Really?
Yes. Absolutely. You play through the game and there's 3 main characters, which is unique. Usually games have 1. Usually Fire Emblem games have 1, but there's 3 main characters. You go through a time skip in the game, and they all upgrade, and they get super bad, bro. Eliwood, now he doesn't look just like a clone of Roy. Yeah. Now he's on a horse, and he's got big boy sword.
It's kind of giving me vibes of like 3 Houses. Didn't you tell me that?
Definitely.
It has, it's got a time skip, and the characters kind of beef up.
Yes, for sure. And 3 Houses has it has the twist on it that they're literally from 3 different houses within the same school.
Right.
So it kind of divides into 3 separate plot lines.
Right.
But this one, it's a unified plot line. You pick one of these main characters to be your main character.
Yeah.
But they're all intertwined, and they're all 3 a part of your party in the end anyway.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So really, really, really fucking good.
So is this a prequel to Roy's game?
It is a prequel, and it was released after So you get Roy's game first, which I think is Binding Blade. That's this whole story behind the Binding Blade and Roy as a character with the Fire Emblem. Yeah. And then the next game is the prequel to it with Roy's dad. And at the very end of the game, in the literally like the epilogue cutscenes, you see Roy as a baby.
Oh, very cool.
It's kind of oh my gosh, if you played Smash, which most people had played Melee by then this intense like, oh my gosh, here's Roy.
And did you know that Roy first showed up in Melee?
Yeah, and I knew that because of you. Yeah, bro.
Trivia.
Crazy.
Yes.
All right, Joshy, this one I know you got shit for me though.
Let's hear it.
It's number 7. Super Mario 3D Land. Released
3D Land.
3DS, November 3rd, 2011 in Japan.
Yeah.
Great
Fucking
great
love
game.
That game.
One of the best 3DS exclusives.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I would say that game would be like the 3D Mario that was necessary for a system.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because even like the 3DS had Mario 64 on it.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, I'm so sorry.
The DS,
the DS is what I meant to say. I'm so sorry. And I mean, we kind of needed something fresh. And obviously, it's not a traditional one. It's not. It's fixed camera angles.
Yeah.
Which is not like Mario 64. However, it was so creative, fun, and used 3D so well. Maybe it didn't even use 3D as well as I thought it did, but I remember I loved it. I played it the entire time on 3D.
Yes.
And I remember it feeling like a 3DS game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the fact that it was a fixed camera angle and the 3D almost helped your depth perception. And I felt like the game played a little bit better the way you would jump, than even like 3D World does, because there's depth. Yes. There's literal depth. It's a 3DS game.
Yeah.
And so it's tough when you get to that one where it's like, I remember I was very much struggling at first when I first started Super Mario 3D World. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had to start looking at the shadows and the way that they are placed. And it's pretty simple once you kind of get the hang of it.
For sure.
And once you kind of get that you can move the camera just a little bit, which I love.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, and I echo everything you say. I actually have a question. Did you ever play with the slider? And would you, if you were like 3D Land,
the 3D slider.
The 3D slider on the 3DS, right? I feel like Mario 3D Land is a great game to like kind of like I played with the slider a lot when I was playing on it. I would have it on the lowest setting so it 3D was on, but it wasn't like crazy.
Wasn't like so insane.
Yeah, and I also remember the new 3DS wasn't out yet, so it didn't have eye tracking. The eye tracking, right? So you needed to stare at a sweet spot. And I just got I think this game came out and I traded in my 3DS for a 3DS XL. I had the blue one.
The blue one? Me
too.
Like
the matte blue?
Yeah,
no
matte
way.
Blue. Remember? Because I got it with Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. You're right. And it matched the vibe.
It matched the vibe. And then my older brother got the red. And with Y.
Yeah, that's what he told me. Yeah. So, and I remember that the 3DS XL, it managed maintaining the 3D without the eye tracking really well, because it was just so much bigger. It was real bigger, estate.
And that little one, it's so. I love the design. Yeah, I love the glossy nature of it.
I definitely preferred the matte.
Oh, I did too, but I love that design still, and I think it's
very out there.
Yeah, it's out there, and it also felt new, and it felt very different. And so I remember this feeling of like. It was very like compact and very impressive, but it was too small. It always felt too small.
Completely.
You know what I mean? Like you're playing it like this. You know, it's got a. What was that called? The pad,
the circle pad.
Circle pad. Yeah. Man, I almost forgot the name. I used to talk about circle pads all the time.
Nintendo does make shit up. So,
they do.
Yeah.
No they made up the C-Stick too.
The C-Stick, right? The C-Nub.
The C-Nub. Yeah, the C-Nib.
Yeah, the C-Nib. Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Yeah, but little fun fact too: the Wii U originally was going to have 2 circle pads instead of thumbsticks. Yeah.
Oh,
so in the original footage of the announcement trailer, it has circle pads. Isn't that interesting?
I think I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that?
I remember it was the prototype and looking at it in that first commercial.
And it had circle pads.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, like slide pads.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, not like a joystick.
I would have hated.
Yes.
Because the circle pad is nice for the 3DS.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is not a console level experience.
No. Like, it feels completely different.
It does.
Feels like I couldn't imagine playing Smash like that.
No,
I could
no.
like it just in comparison.
Well, I did.
You did, right?
Yeah,
and
I did a lot.
Times.
Yes.
But in comparison to a joystick, you already know it's completely inferior.
Oh, absolutely.
So my question is though,
Yes.
where did you ever find like a sweet spot for yourself?
Yeah.
Or would you just keep it at maximum?
No, maximum felt a little too much sometimes.
Yeah.
So I
completely agree.
I would do depending on, and I did this a lot with my 3DS. Depending on the game, I would do right before the click. You know how it's literally like click up, and then it's like you can kind of push it down, or you can have it all the way up.
Yeah.
I would do either in the middle before the click, or at the very bottom.
Okay.
Just because I love the depth and I love the feeling, but it almost was like a break for my eyes too.
Yeah.
So I loved that.
Yeah. There was also something I like felt like my eyes noticed where like it would almost. Oh, he's showing me a picture
I'm just showing you a
of
picture
the original Wii.
Circle pads, and then they changed them to sticks.
Wow.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Anyway.
Smaller too, no?
Like, yeah. Kind of? I think it was
like
supposed to be.
It looks a little smaller. It looks more like a flat tablet pad.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be much more tablet-y.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and my guess would be without the grooves in the back too. That kind of made it more of like this controller.
Yeah, it definitely.
That you hold. Right?
Yep.
Which is like,
look at that. That there's no grooves.
Yeah,
there can't be.
No, for sure. Actually, I really like how it looks. It looks really clean.
It does look good, dude. I love the Wii U. Bro, I know I'm full of shit for that, but like I love how comfortable.
I'm so happy you loved it so much.
It was my first console that I didn't even own it, really.
Really?
No, it was supposed to be shared with my family, but I pulled like an N64.
Yeah.
Where I put it in my room.
Sure.
I played it. I got so much shit from my siblings.
Me with the GameCube, it sounds like the same boat.
It was the exact same thing, but it was just. There was something so special about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't want to talk too much on it. We're talking about Mario.
It's all good, bro. Yeah. Let's wrap up this next
let's run it.
This game here, bro. Not sure if you've heard of this one, honestly. It's called Radiant Historia. Came out in the DS November 3rd, 2010 in Japan.
I've never heard of it.
It's kind of an older game. Cool. Yeah, it's look up a picture of it. Yeah, it's called Radiant Historia. You might have seen a picture of it because it was definitely sold like it's kind of a quirky JRPG, but it definitely was sold at like Walmart and shit. Like you were able to find it for a time. You ever seen this cover?
I have seen this cover.
Okay, and there was a 3DS remake, which you can see right there too.
My older sibling definitely played this
Really?
game. Yeah.
Okay, so this game, I had heard about it as being one of the best JRPG experiences on the DS. Never played it though, right? Just was like, went under my radar, whatever. Was moving on to other things.
Yeah.
And then when at the time that I was getting really into my 3DS, which was around the time of the new 3DS XL, like that's really when I was going all out on the 3DS and playing all the games I could on it and going hard at Pokemon. Wow. So this game gets a remake and it comes out, and I played the shit out of this game.
Really?
It has time travel mechanics, and it handles it really well, where you can, as the game unfolds, timelines start emerging on a literal map you can pull up, right? And so it would pull up, so it'd be like the beginning of the game, right? And then it says like chapter 1, blah, blah, blah. And it literally shows you a literal Zelda-style timeline, where it shows it branching off and going here and here. And you'll be on one timeline, and you can't progress because some object is, like some multiversal object is in the way. So you'd have to go to you either go back in time or to another timeline to get rid of that, or get more knowledge that you need to go back to that timeline. So you bounce between timelines, and it somehow isn't confusing. Yeah. Because that's the biggest thing, right? It's like, how do you make this make sense? Yeah. But there's a small amount of like scenes you do replay, but it's like with slight tweaks, right? And overall, that was one of my favorite 3DS JRPGs.
It's taking me back because I remember seeing this cover as a DS game.
Yeah.
I just remember that.
I thought you might, because it kind of is like anime style.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I also loved the art style, but I remember it just something about it stood out in my head.
Yeah.
Probably the girl with the massive eyeballs.
Probably in the smack dab center. The story was really, really good. Very much like an anime style story, and one of like the best battle systems and like portable experiences for a JRPG I think you could get for the time. To be honest with you, definitely if you ever get an itch to pull out your 3DS again, you want like a JRPG to play, that is the game.
You think so?
100%. I still have it, actually, so if you ever wanted to borrow it or play it.
That
Definitely
sounds
check
amazing.
It out. No, it's fucking.
Have to.
It's sick. I can't remember the main character, but it's so cool too when it's like I feel like a lot of these JRPGs or some animes too, they have like the main character and it's like a naive shonen boy and it's all about their growth, and then there'll be this like best friend or side character that is like a dude and he's always so badass. Right? He's always like he's way more decked out. He's clearly like above the main character in so many ways, maybe more mature, right? That he can just handle his own. I feel like that is the main character of this game.
Oh, interesting.
Like he's still like kind of it is shonen-esque, but he looks and feels badass. Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a cool vibe.
I love it.
Love it, baby. Number 9, Joshy, The Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap. Game Boy Advance, November 4th, 2004,
Aww.
Japanese release date.
Love it.
We've talked about it before, but I know this is one of your favorite Zelda games.
It is because, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. It's one of the things I enjoyed the most about it, to be honest, is the sprite work is beautiful.
Absolutely.
It seriously is the best looking 2D Zelda, in my opinion, because you can't beat the GBA art style. You cannot. You look at, like, even, like, you know, I know a lot of people have a lot of love for Link to the Past.
Absolutely. That's what comes to my mind in terms of, like, one of the best looking 2D Zeldas.
Yeah, but Minish Cap kicks its ass.
It does.
It takes the whole, like, kind of Toon Link style and adapts it really well to the 2D. And then it always looks gorgeous.
There's so much charm
so much
in the animations,
yes.
right? Like, they really, like, went all out. I feel like Nintendo could have really just half-assed it because of the limitations of the Game Boy Advance. You know what I mean? But they didn't. They literally...
And the dungeons were fun. The entire, like, every tool you would use, so much fun. I also lore-wise, it's very interesting. That is the first game that takes place after Skyward Sword.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very interesting.
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't know that.
It's technically the first... No, it's not. It's one of the first kingdoms of Hyrule. Okay. Because the end of Skyward Sword ends with, you know, the people coming to the surface and establishing Hyrule at some point, and then the people kind of create this whole kingdom, and it's really interesting because it also, did you know? I mean, it's the explanation for why there's rupees in pots, rupees in grass, rupees in everything. So the Minish serve people. They're a small little race of tiny little people. Originally, they were going to be in Breath of the Wild. They had like little Minish villages they were going to add, but because of time
so fucking
stuff,
cool.
So it's really cool. So the fact that you can find rupees or potions or like all these things in bushes is because Minish put money in spots to hide them for humans, and it's an entire like explanation for why Zelda has.
My mind is blown.
It's so cool.
I'm not kidding,
because you literally start off with Skyward Sword, and then you understand that there's all these different races and all these different people, and then you get to Minish Cap, and it's almost like you could play it like a story. You understand that all these bushes happen, and then right after that, I'm pretty sure it's Four Swords, and then right after Four Swords, it's Ocarina. If I'm not mistaken, maybe Four Swords is not right before that. It's Ocarina, and then that splits the timeline, and then every single game comes from that.
Right.
So it's one of the only games, Minish Cap is, that is a part of the original single timeline that exists. Got it. Pretty interesting stuff.
I'm sorry, and what else is on that timeline?
It's
on
Skyward
the original?
Sword. Yeah, the original Skyward Sword, Minish Cap. I think Four Swords, to be honest, I'm going to check right now because...
I think you're right.
I think I am, but I really don't want to. I'm a huge.
Yeah, let's check it out.
I'm a huge Zelda timeline guy, and I want to make sure I'm not
on Zelda.
Fucking up the whole story. I was correct. It is, but it's not Four Swords Adventures. It's Four Swords. Yeah,
it's just Four Swords. Right. Yeah. So it has Vati, right?
Like, yeah. So Vati shows up in Minish Cap. He used to be a Minish, and he used like dark powers. To be able to, so it's really interesting actually.
So that's the first game that Vati shows up chronologically.
Chronologically too, Vati is the original incarnation of Demise's curse, which is that his evil will reincarnate in order to essentially torment the hero and the blood
princess.
The blood of the goddess.
Okay.
He shows up in Minish. You find out his whole backstory. Then Four Swords happens, and that's kind of like So it's the rise of the evil Vati, the resurrection of Vati, and then by that point Vati is destroyed at the end of that game. Okay. And then that's why Ganondorf shows up at the beginning of Ocarina of Time, because he's the new incarnation of Demise's curse. I see. Ganondorf is... It's so much more interesting, and I hate to... We could do an entire Zelda timeline video. Definitely. And I'm not kidding. Definitely. Right now, I'm thinking we absolutely should, because especially with Tears of the Kingdom, a lot of stuff is brought up into question, because some people are like, oh my god, either this game invalidates the entire timeline, or it adds so much depth to
it's so what interesting that it's at that crossroads. It's
crazy. Like, it really is crazy, and I'm crazy about the Zelda timeline. I'm crazy about Zelda. Yeah. So I just
same.
But
I think Zelda pulls both of us. Like, we're both. I would say both of us are huge Zelda fans. Yeah. But it also pulls us both in two different directions. Totally. We have two very different experiences with Zelda because of the games we played. Yeah. Which further fascinates me.
It's so fascinating, and I think that. The whole thing with Zelda, in my opinion, is it's fun. There's so much fun to it. Yeah. Because the timeline you don't even have to worry about. Each game takes care of its own business. Yeah. Some games are continuations of other games. Some games are very clearly sequels, like Wind Waker to Ocarina of Time, right? But are very different. You know what I mean?
Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask is a straight up sequel, but there's there's semi sequels as well. Yeah, you know what I mean?
And I see what you're saying, because you also don't have to experience Ocarina of Time at all to fully enjoy Majora's Mask.
No, you do not.
Yeah, or any other Zelda game.
And that's just how it goes. And there's almost some fun to even the idea of because Twilight Princess takes place right after Majora's Mask, which, if we remember, the hero of time, that was his story, you know what I mean? Yes. Continuing as a child, he grew up after Turbina, and he became a soldier who served under the princess, clearly had a child, because you're in Twilight Princess, you're the descendant of the hero of time. So that's one of the only examples where the hero... the reincarnated hero is an actual literal descendant of a previous hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a blood descendant.
Instead of a reincarnation, which happens in every single Zelda game. Yeah. Usually that's how it goes.
Right, okay. That was my understanding.
Yeah, from Skyward Sword to Minish to whatever. Yeah.
Oh, wait, last question on this. Please. On Minish Cap.
Yes.
Would you rate it in... Well, we don't have to dive in. Sure. But would you put it in the top 5 Zelda games for you?
That's tough. Because to be honest,
there's so many great.
To be honest, Zelda is one of the best series out there because there are not a lot of misses. Yeah. I can probably count 2 misses that are just not it. Even games, if their controls are a little wonky, like Skyward Sword. Yeah. Or I know a lot of people don't really like Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass and the way those control. I do too, but I can understand how people are with the control. The control could be upsetting. With everything stated, if we're gonna give a top 5. I can't say that it is in the top 5 for me, but that is not a detriment to its actual ranking. Because if I'm going to give a top 5, we got Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild already in my top 5. There. Skyward Sword's got to be in there. Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time. You're telling me I can't fit Majora's Mask in there? Fuck! Are you kidding me?
Is Minish Cap small enough to make its way in there? You know what I mean?
It could, because he's a little tiny guy. Fuck it, he's right there.
He's right there,
He's in there. Yeah. Okay, beautiful.
Okay, I was just curious.
And that's, I would say it's definitely my favorite 2D. Yeah. And I've beaten a bunch of them.
That's why I feel like if we were going to do a breakdown of Zelda and our favorites and things, I think it's so hard to say a definitive, this is my number 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it might even be better to make best 3D, best N64.
Open world style.
Yeah. We could break it down into whatever categories.
And it's so tough too.
Because best 2D, I think that's a great way to put it.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah. So I will say that.
Okay.
Best 2D.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Fuck yeah. Number 10, Joshy. Wrap up the retro recap. We've got Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This is released on PC, PS3, Xbox 360, and the DS. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that, but I'm already grabbing my phone to look up the screenshots of this is Modern Warfare.
I love Josh. He's always fact checking, and we got to make sure we're spinning out the facts.
It's Modern Warfare 3, right?
It's Modern Warfare, the original. And this is Call of Duty 4.
DS.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, this is OG Call of Duty 4.
Oh, my Lord.
There it is in all of its glory. It even shares the same fucking like title screen art.
It doesn't look that bad.
What's the word I'm looking for? Like
cover art?
Cover art.
Yeah,
cover art. Which
doesn't look that bad.
That's a disgrace, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. The reload on the touchscreen, like everything. Oh my gosh.
Did you play it on the DS?
No. I didn't even know this came out on the DS until I made this list.
That's kind of lit.
Came out November 5th, 2007. Joshy, what I want to say on this game is this game is a legitimate piece of history.
Yeah.
You know, I remember literally not knowing what Call of Duty was at all. I remember it was people. I wasn't really into shooters till the Xbox 360 and Halo, right? And in the thick of me playing Halo 2 and then Halo 3 is coming out, suddenly there's all this popularity for Call of Duty out of nowhere. I felt like a lot of people were talking about it, and Battlefield, and it was kind of this divide between Activision, which was Call of Duty, and what is it? Ubisoft makes Battlefield? No, it's not. It's not Ubisoft. It's they have the Frostbite engine.
BioWare.
No, it's not BioWare.
No, it's not.
I can't fucking remember the devs, but it was like this battle between them of making like this like realistic.
You said Battlefront?
If I said Battlefront, I did not mean to. I meant Battlefield.
Battlefield. I think you said it for a second, but
I think it's EA is the developer.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
Battlefield.
I'm pretty sure it's EA with the Frostbite engine, because that was a pretty big deal for a long time. Was this super engine that they were continually working on upgrading. DICE. It is DICE. Yeah, DICE under EA. Yeah,
okay, so that's EA?
That's their shooter. So then it was like this trifecta of shooters,
Are they
right?
still making games?
Halo with like this futuristic space thing. Yeah, they are.
Wow.
They're still updating, I think, like the most recent Battlefield game. Yeah, and Battlefield still has huge popularity. But I remember when Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was coming out, and everyone is talking about prestiging, talking about multiplayer that had never been done like this.
Right.
And even just if you had never played Call of Duty, and this game was my first Call of Duty. I remember I didn't even own it. I picked up, my buddy was playing online randomly, and I was playing Halo 2 with my friends. I wasn't playing Halo 2 really online yet. Right. I wasn't really in that world.
Totally.
And I'm picking it up and I'm playing, and I'm online for like my first time in my life.
Yeah.
And playing the shooter, and it controlled really fucking well, way better than I thought.
And this was on, you had the
This was on 360.
Oh, you had 360?
Yeah, I had 360. I had PS3 much later in the PS3's life.
Gotcha.
But definitely when there was the console wars, so to speak, of 360 and PS3, I was all in on the 360.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bro. So, yeah, did you play this game at all? Or
Not at all.
Not at all?
Missed me by quite a bit, I would say.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
But I got a lot of love for it.
Yeah.
A respect, I would say.
Yeah. I have no doubt it influenced shooters or games that you have played today that you love. You know, like I'm sure there's some influence there from Half-Life.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Joshy, that ends the section. Wraps it up.
Retro review,
retro recap, baby. Let's move on to news and updates. I got a bunch of news to get through this week.
A bunch?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Some exciting stuff, big stuff,
really?
Even stuff on Smash. So,
yeah,
yes, sir.
Well, in the world of anime, nothing too crazy,
but
updates.
Okay,
so that's stuff. That
sounds good, baby.
We're excited about.
I wanted to ask if you needed a break at all. I'm feeling okay.
I might grab some more water. I ran out.
Yeah, cool. Let's go for a little break right now, baby. Yeah. All right, we are back. Joshy, before we jump into the news here, my friend, I have last week's poll.
Yes.
Which I asked on Spotify, Spider-Man 2 or Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Ooh, it's a tough choice.
I had 2 replies. Johnny replied, said both? Question mark? Yeah, so he's in.
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm with that one.
And Caleb said Spooderman.
Spooderman, respect to that too.
Yeah.
Because that game is amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Yeah, I feel like that'd be mainstream appeal. Probably more Spider-Man than Super Mario Bros. Wonder. It's tough, right?
It's tough to say because Mario is so iconic.
It's so iconic.
There's so much to enjoy about Wonder, especially even like, you know, I remember as a kid I loved New Super Mario Bros. Wii, you know, because of the multiplayer aspect.
Right.
And so I think maybe it could appeal more.
I also kind of worry if Nintendo has painted themselves in a certain light with Mario now, with having so many games that maybe if someone has tried playing Mario in the last 10 years, that they maybe like had the same experience 2 or 3 times, and they're like, okay, I'm good on Mario.
I know how a 2D Mario is going to be played.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's so, like, clear because of, I think New Super Mario Bros. U was just, like nothing new, really.
Literally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
New power-ups, kind of.
And what even was the new power-up?
It was the squirrel suit.
Oh.
But that's like one power-up, and then I don't think they had any others.
Yeah.
But hey, that's understandable.
For sure.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you know what I will say real quick?
What?
Is that the new there's a couple new power-ups that I haven't mentioned from Wonder. They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're genuinely awesome. I love them.
Nice.
Like, it's not even like they're just okay. Like, genuinely, some of my favorite power-ups that we've gotten from Mario are in Mario Wonder. So I'm excited to see what you think of those.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Fuck baby. Fuck yeah, baby. Josh, you want to start us off?
Yeah, let's get it going.
With some news this week?
All right.
Let's do it, bro.
I know I've been reporting on this a lot, but it's coming up quick.
That's
November 4th. Well, a brand new teaser was released for the final episode, the final part of
Attack on Titan.
Yep. Which is coming November 4th.
That's so Friday, no?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wait, hold up.
Oh, no.
Today's the 1st.
No, it's...
So Saturday?
Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Attack on Titan will officially be wrapped up. It'll be done.
That's the last thing to come out is coming out on the 4th?
Yeah.
It's done.
So the way they did it, and I think I said this last week too.
Okay.
They're doing this third part is just 2-hour-long specials.
Okay.
Because it's not really enough for an entire like new part.
Yeah.
Which every time I think they've done 12 episodes.
Yeah.
But it definitely is a wrap up of everything, and I'm very excited to see it because I also know that I don't think it's a bad thing to even say it is kind of a controversial ending. Yeah. Because
that's kind of the gist of what I've gotten because I've remained spoiler free.
Yeah. Attack on Titan is also just a controversial show.
Yeah.
With the way that it handles the main character and the way that all these characters are all set up. But I think I love it. I think it's perfect for Attack on Titan. But it was very interesting. A little bit of lore that goes with this, not even lore, real life lore, was that there was the ending happened, and the ending was the real end of it. The story ended, and then the creator had a bonus chapter that was released afterwards that was the true ending to Attack on Titan. It didn't change anything. Yes, in the manga.
Okay.
But it came out like a week after it officially ended. Maybe not even a week. Maybe a little bit longer.
Okay.
So I'm guessing they're going to adapt that as a part of it. Okay. Because that was the true ending.
You think that true ending is more satisfying than the original?
I'd say it's a little more controversial.
Really?
A little bit. But I think that it was perfect because the original ending... really good, and that's still in the story. Yeah, it's the kind of an end to it, but then there's almost like it's not even a prologue. Yeah, it's just kind of like you see a little bit more, and then it's good though. Okay, it's really good. Yeah. It leaves you with this feeling like, wow, you know what I mean? Yeah. And Attack on Titan always does that, so I'm excited to see it. Fuck yeah! It's gonna be an hour-long special. It's gonna be some of the craziest. Like stuff we've seen, Titan fights, some of the craziest stuff we've seen in Attack on Titan. So,
oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
And so that's coming out November 4th. Okay. You can check out the teaser right now. Okay. Just dropped a couple days ago.
Fuck so, yeah, I probably will, to be honest. Do you think, would it spoil the previous season for me?
Yes.
It would.
Yeah. Maybe don't check out the trailer
until... I just already know I'm going to watch it.
Until you're, just watch it.
Yeah.
Just
I was going to watch it. Yeah, after Demon Slayer, that's my plan, is getting all caught up, which we have 2 seasons to go.
Which one are you thinking?
I know, but Vinland I'm going to watch by myself. Okay. I don't think Kendall, like, she's down, AOT? But... Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's just really, she says a lot like, I never thought I'd be an anime girl or all these things, but she's really into like these like good story animes and games even too. Yeah. So I feel like she'd like it.
Hell yeah.
Especially because she's not shy of gore or anything like that. She loves horror movies. Good. So I feel like, Attack on Titan's not horror at all, but I feel like she is used to... some aspects
There's
of
horrific elements of it.
Yeah.
I would definitely say.
Okay.
But it's not like a horror show.
Right.
But it's definitely, there's some horrific moments.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And maybe if you weren't into like gore and shit, you would be like, no.
If you were absolutely squeamish, especially in this final season, it's rough. I mean, like, it really is rough. Okay. Like, there's a lot that happens and a lot of ideas that might even make a person feel sick. Yeah. And I can see someone being like, I don't know if I like that. But it's Attack on Titan, and I just, it's so tightly written. I know this is just the point of the show, you know? Yeah,
so absolutely.
Anyone who
I'm excited
does
to
know
see how it ends in the mind of this director, because he's a genius.
He is. He really is. And one of my favorite things about it was he worked much closer than most mangaka do with the anime.
Oh, really?
And so there are hints and like references to things that hadn't even happened in the manga yet in the anime.
Wow.
And so the anime has almost this upper hand where it shows things. I remember me and Dorian were just watching all the intros. I think we were just drunk the other day and had to. How it goes. And they're just things you see that you don't see until the final, like these parts that you literally flashes of it. So yeah, this guy, he knows what he's doing. If you have faith in a good story, just trust the process. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so yeah,
I'm all about that.
That's what's up.
Is that all you got for that news piece?
Yeah.
Okay,
just
cool.
The teaser and the release date.
Yeah, we'll keep cruising here. I got number 2 for the news this week, Josh. I've got PlayStation Pulse Explore wireless earbuds and PlayStation Elite Pulse. Well, I'm sorry, it's the Pulse Elite wireless headset.
Yes.
Get release dates.
Okay.
Yep. So this is by way of IGN, which I think they got a lot of this. I think this is just announced on the PlayStation blog. Usually, PlayStation's pretty good about keeping secrets now and first unveiling things in their PlayStation blog. But
was there any reveal on the controller that we talked about?
No, there was not. Okay. But these look like the earbuds,
the ones they were in
reference to. So my guess would be that this, if this controller does come to fruition, it will use this same earbuds. Yeah, and that you'll be able to. My guess would be you already own these earbuds when this controller comes out, and you can get a version of the controller without the earbuds, so that you don't have to
or you could get a
both.
Version with the earbuds too.
Right. If you wanted both.
Yeah.
Right.
So do we have a price point? Or?
We do. So the Explore is the name. I'm just gonna say Explore because it's a long fucking name. So Explore is the name of the earbuds, and Pulse Elite is the name, or it's Pulse Explorer, and Pulse Elite. Elite is the headset, okay?
Gotcha.
So the Pulse Explorer buds are going to retail for $199.99. Yes.
Wow.
And aim to provide a premium...
These are the earbuds?
These are the earbuds. Yep, they're more expensive, actually, than the headset.
Extremely.
Yeah, like $200 for a pair of earbuds, bro? I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I have... it's the same price as, like, the AirPods Pro that I've been using. And
I thought those retailed for $250.
I don't think so.
It's either $199 or $250, but
it might be.
Okay,
it might be. But I remember the original AirPods. I thought they were $100, and then they went up $100. I'm gonna look that up.
I think the original AirPods when they first came out was $180, $179.99.
Yeah.
So either way, these are definitely competing with those on a price point level, right? Yeah. Please check it out.
I'm checking it right now.
So. PlayStation says these aim to provide a premium portable audio experience. Very standard PR, right? They come complete with a dual microphones, AI enhanced noise reduction, and a charging case.
Okay.
And the release date for these earbuds is December 6th, 2023. These are coming out in a couple of months. I
see.
Not even a couple of months, like just over a month. And the Pulse Elite headset is going to retail for $149.99 and includes lossless audio, which is pretty huge. Wow. I think that honestly sets these apart from the earbuds. Lossless audio. So usually when you have like a Bluetooth connection, you get a lot of lossy in the audio. It's just like the term for it, for basically the compression in transferring the data of the audio to like wirelessly to the headset, right? Like it's like Apple there's pretty expensive headphones and earbuds now that you need like expensive codecs in them for you having a lossless type experience. So, and usually they don't even say lossless. It'll be like Apple's version of it or something like that, right?
Just an update on the Apple too. You were right. It's $250 for the AirPods Pro.
Yeah, fuck.
And then the original are I haven't found yet.
Okay. So. I think they were $180 when they first came out, but I think they dropped after the AirPods Pro.
That might be right.
Yeah, something like $150, $120, something like that. But yeah, the headset includes lossless audio, AI enhanced noise reduction, and a retractable boom mic, and a charging mount.
Okay.
So that all comes together, and that is actually being released a little after February 21st, 2024.
You said $150?
$150.
Feels like a good price.
Yeah, that's very competitive. Like especially with like Astros, Turtle Beach, Steel Series. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, same price points.
Feels
there,
like
pretty much.
Feels
definitely
good.
there. Then PlayStation, I feel, has always had a premium headset option.
Yes.
For their consoles since the PS3.
Right.
They've always had like some crazy expensive headset, but this looks like their latest rendition, which I think the AI noise reduction is completely new. And we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I don't really know what that is. I'm guessing there's just some crazy tech in there that's going to have noise canceling, kind of. It doesn't say noise cancellation though. It says noise reduction. So I'm curious what that means, and I'm curious to look at reviews.
Yeah, it must be a part of noise cancellation, but I mean, it probably picks and chooses.
Yeah.
That's what the AI is,
yeah.
I guess.
Well, because traditionally with the noise cancellation, like in your AirPods Pro, it has two microphones in each bud that pick up outside noise, and then it, through technology, it reverses the sound. It sends the opposite sound into your ears to cancel it out, literally, right? So, but it's not AI that's doing that. It literally is taking a direct feed from the microphones and sending it through.
Very interesting.
So, I'm curious how that differs.
Yeah, I really
and if it'll be better.
I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see.
Very interesting.
Pre-orders go live November 9th, which just over a week from. I think it's next Friday is November 9th. Okay. 10 a.m. local time in the U.S., UK, France, Germany, Austria, Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Italy, Spain, and Portugal.
Very
so if you really want your hands on these, check it out.
Gotta get them.
All right.
Love it.
Joshy, number 3, baby.
Yes, sir. Number 3. Alrighty. Like I said, it's on a slow anime week, but we just got a lot of really good announcements. So
yeah.
Just basically announcements.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So the Black Clover manga, very big fan of, by the way. If you don't remember, we reported on it's now going to be semi-monthly.
I think I remember you saying that.
So it's not going to be weekly.
Okay.
Because it's going to be on Jump Giga, which is the alternate to
like Jump Force magazine
Shonen
Jump. Yeah.
Jump Force. I love that magazine. So yeah, that is returning December of 2023. We don't have an exact date, but December is when it's going to be coming back.
Okay.
Getting an entire new chapter. And
that's great because it wasn't that long ago till it was on hiatus, right?
Yes. Yeah. And so, I mean, but there was also no confirmation of when it was coming back. But
sweet.
It's returning December, and then I believe it's monthly, if not bi-monthly.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's monthly.
Cool.
Because that's how Jump Giga does it. Yeah. Fingers crossed. I know they're in the final arc.
Okay.
So it might just be back for the next year, and then it might wrap up.
Wrapping?
It could be.
Are you you're caught up, right?
Not caught up completely.
Okay.
But I'm reading the manga right now.
Oh yeah. True.
And I think Dorian and Jake are both caught up. Trapped
Okay.
Up.
Is the manga done?
No.
Okay.
Well, no, because that's the manga's returning.
I'm so sorry. I actually thought we were talking about anime the whole time. Yeah, my bad. You were talking about the manga.
No, the manga was also on a hiatus, remember?
Okay.
But right now, the anime is still on an indefinite hiatus.
Okay.
And probably won't wrap up until Bleach is done. Because unless it gets picked up by another studio.
That
it's
is
the same studio.
Right.
Yep.
They're focusing on 1,000-Year Blood War.
They are, absolutely.
Got it.
Unless another studio picks up Black Clover. However, it's not the biggest seller. It does well, but it's not like Bleach.
Yeah.
And
it isn't the big three.
It is. It is. I would say.
It isn't.
It isn't. It isn't. Let's see. So yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
We'll see what's going on with
We'll see, baby. Number 4, Joshy. Mm-hmm. You might be excited for this one. I got Deltarune will be released once Chapter 4 is done. Toby Fox confirms.
Wow.
Story comes out of IGN.
Wow.
So I got a little tidbit here. For more than 2 years after the release of Deltarune Chapter 2, which was that was the last that we have. We don't have Chapter 3 or 4 at all, right? We got Chapter 2 as like a spontaneous release from Toby Fox literally over 2 years ago now. And creator Toby Fox shared an update for the first time.
Okay.
With the community. So touching base on how development is going for the final 3 chapters, including an updated release plan that will make the game available for purchase once Chapter 4 is complete.
Okay.
So in a blog post by Toby Fox, he revealed that development for Chapter 5 is taking longer than anticipated. With Chapter 3 nearly done, and a significant portion of Chapter 4 already complete, Fox announced that the new plan is to release Chapter 3 and 4 together and make the game purchasable.
Okay.
Yep, this is a slight change from Fox's original plan, where he revealed in 2021 he wanted to release 3, 4, and 5 simultaneously and have the game be complete. So because Chapter 5 is kind of taking too long, he's now opting to finish.
3 isn't out yet, though.
3 is not out yet, but he said it's nearly done. Yeah, so I'm guessing...
What about 4?
4, he said it's a significant portion is done, but it's also not done.
Okay.
So it seems that in trying to tackle these last 3 chapters kind of at the same time, he's running into this roadblock. But something else that's worth noticing is in an effort to speed up the process of Deltarune's development, Fox revealed that he hired a producer for the first time. Because Toby Fox has been handling all of this by himself, if not recruiting 1 or 2 people he knows personally for like music or art direction or things. So he actually hired a producer, and this will allow Fox to speed up the overall game development for future chapters.
Very awesome.
It's kind of hype because,
very awesome.
We just haven't. I know that we're both huge Undertale fans.
Love Undertale.
And he said that Deltarune is far greater of a scope and a project than Undertale was, specifically because of the depth of... You still haven't played Chapter 1, right?
No, I was going to wait until more was out.
Yeah.
I might just pick it up soon.
Yeah.
Too, but I wanted to kind of play them in order.
Yeah.
That was kind of my plan.
Definitely. I feel like I don't do so well myself with kind of episodic
chapters
releases,
that come out. Yes.
You know,
totally.
especially in terms of games, even anime. Like I just
anime,
fall off.
I struggle with too.
Yeah. Like so you know, and so I tried playing Chapter 2 when it came out, and, like the day it dropped. Like I remember being super stoked.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like I played 5-ish hours, okay? And it was just kind of this feeling of like I'm not as into it as I want to be, because I was so into Chapter 1 when it came out, you know? So I'm kind of in the same boat as you, and I totally get it. So I'm personally probably waiting until Chapter 3 and 4 drop.
Well, that's why you haven't watched AOT, right?
Right.
That's
right, same reason. Yeah, and it was kind of a feeling of like, I should just wait for it to be done.
Well, that's what I felt when AOT, the final season, wrapped up the first time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm so into this, I'm not going to stop. So I read the whole manga and finished it.
Yeah, you and Doran both.
Yeah.
Like, you guys were on that train.
A bunch
of our
too,
friends. Yeah.
Jake
the
did.
twins, I think.
Yeah, twins
right?
also. Or no.
Or Jay?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Oh,
They just watched it recently.
Someone did. I got something stuck in my throat.
What
I'm going to take a drink. Josh, you want to go on number 5?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again. Alrighty. So there is going to be a new Demon Slayer announcement on December 10th.
Oh.
And it's very much theorized that we're going to be talking about the new season.
New season.
Of course. So we just wrapped up season 3, if we're going to count the movie as the movie, which is usually what everyone says online. So not to confuse anyone, but the second season is technically a movie. And then the second real season is the Entertainment District arc. And then there's the Swordsmith arc, which is also completely animated. And
that's the latest arc.
That's the last one that just happened was the Swordsmith. It's called the Swordsmith Village arc.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So,
I see that on Netflix every time.
Yeah.
I pull it up. It's
right
absolutely. Fucking there.
It's funny because I'm literally like, I watched the first episode and I want to watch it so bad.
Fuck yeah.
I just have been doing other stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
And I've been wanting to get caught up to JJK, but you know, I don't know.
Time
is absolutely a virtue. So we're gonna hear more on December 10th.
Sweet.
But maybe expect a brand new season.
Pretty
Pretty
soon.
soon.
I have a gut feeling that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't know why
reveal.
they would
announce
the
manga pretty ahead of the anime right
the
now?
manga's done.
It's done.
Yeah, manga's
oh
done.
shit! I
Yeah,
didn't know
so
that.
like Dorian and Jake and all those guys, they finished it.
Of
I
course they
refuse to. I know. I refuse to read. I almost said Full Metal. Fucking My Hero or Demon Slayer.
Really?
Yes, because the anime is such an event when it happens.
Yeah.
And it's so absolutely. I get so into it, especially. And I know I say this a lot, but My Hero is really good right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be coming back in the spring.
Yeah.
So
fuck yeah.
you might have to get caught up.
No, yeah. I really want to watch that one with Kendall too, because I know
I think she would like that one.
Absolutely.
I think she would absolutely like that.
And
one.
I'd love to go through that adventure again because I feel like
rewatch the whole thing.
Yeah. It's so good, and like I felt like sometimes when I'm watching shows, I just feel like a little antsy and impatient.
Totally.
Probably because I'm just sitting there not doing anything. But I always struggle when it's like kind of slower parts, unless I'm emotionally super invested in the moment.
Yeah.
I can't really force myself there, and so I remember just watching My Hero and being pulled in and out, like kind of having parts I'm like, they're really drawing out kind of like this slower shit. But knowing what I know now, and I was like, I think I left off right at the beginning of season 4. Excuse me, I'm like dying over here.
Are you okay?
It's some drink water. But I remember season 4 is, everyone says season 4 is incredible.
Season 4 is amazing.
And I'm like right there.
Yeah.
So.
So you finish season 3, which has like United States of Smash, and then the fight with Bakugo and Deku.
Yes.
Their rematch, which is fucking
so hype,
good.
bro.
It's really so good. It's crazy. And then
their
after
little
that,
like alleyway skirmish,
yep,
right?
Yeah. Well, they literally go to those training grounds, which are meant to be like destroyed. They go after hours, and that leads right into season 4. Yeah. And then season 4 is good. Season 5 is really good. I'd say one of my favorite parts of the story is Todoroki's family, and they really go into it in season 5.
Okay.
And then season 6 is literally god tier. Like everything that was set up in season 5 and the entire series is just getting knocked down, and Dylan told me he was like every single episode is straight up heat. It just keeps getting better. So anyway, I know we were talking about Demon Slayer, but it's good.
Dude. All this anime. I'm in for it.
Yep.
Let's do a wrap here, Josh.
Wrap it up.
News number 6. Super Smash Bros. Director doesn't see how the franchise can get any bigger than Ultimate. Is by way of IGN.
I agree.
Nearly 5 years have passed since Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was released on the Switch, which is crazy.
What the fuck?
Isn't that nuts?
That's so nuts.
It's such a testament because this game is literally, it feels so modern and so good. I play this game every day. Dude, that's what I'm saying.
To God.
It's impossible if you're playing this game on a competitive level with people, you cannot get bored of this game.
No, fuck no.
Genuinely.
Fuck
no. Yeah.
And there's so much to do. Yeah.
There's so much to do. We got a whole episode about Ultimate coming up here soon. Josh and I are huge Smash fans. Smash. So since then, fans have been wondering if a potential new entry in the series could ever hope to top what Ultimate has done. In his latest video on creating video games, I don't know if you know this, but Masahiro Sakurai, the director, he has his own YouTube channel, and that's kind of what he's taken to is his social media feeds since finishing Ultimate, because he's kind of been in this state of being like semi-retired, where he's still like, he has hands-on with Kirby stuff and hands-on with certain IPs that he started, but he's not really active.
Totally.
And he's doing his own thing now, which is good for him. Did you even know that? I bet you did, but for like the first 2 years of Ultimate's release, he released a picture on Twitter every single day from Ultimate, and it was some quirky
I
screenshot.
Do remember, and he always has something like going on. I do remember that.
Yeah, so
I followed him.
He's right. Yeah. It had a little picture of like the old Sora icon. I think it was like his first studio, Sora, right?
Yeah.
So, in his latest video, talking about creating video games. Series director Masahiro Sakurai has spoken his thoughts and doesn't see how the popular fighting game franchise could get any bigger than it currently is.
I agree with that.
Sakurai pondered once again about the future of Smash Brothers, which he often does because he always says it's the last game, and then
he said that since Melee.
Yes, every single one. Even fucking Melee. Nope, I'm not doing it unless I get a whole team and an orchestra. No, we can't do that. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Fuck. All right, Sakurai. We'll give you whatever you want. So he now sees that Ultimate has given fans most every character and stage they could ever want in a fighting game. Right? We know this from Banjo-Kazooie to Heiichi Mishima from Tekken to even Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Right? Quote: "As for what comes next for the Super Smash Brothers,
isn't in the game.
Do
you think he meant?
Yeah, that was in the article, so I bet like it just being a character.
Okay,
that's in there.
Like,
isn't that the dojo guy?
Yeah, he's the older guy. Mishima,
right. But even just having
Kazuya.
that character
in
there, right? Yeah, and Kazuya, obviously the playable character.
For sure.
So, Quote, as for what comes next for the Smash Bros. Series, even I'm not sure, Sakurai said. I feel we truly succeeded in making people happy with this game, but now that Super Smash Bros. Has grown to be monstrous in size, I'd say it's difficult to imagine an increase of this magnitude happening ever again.
Yeah.
End quote. He added, every time we managed to make a game that I had previously thought impossible, so I can't say for certain there won't be another, but I do think it would be difficult to push it any further than we have. End quote.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
First off, I agree with him completely because it's literally Smash Bros. Ultimate is the ultimate version of Smash Bros. Not even just because there's 100 stages and 89 characters, but because the freaking tech is so good. Like
so
the way that the game plays is better than any other Smash, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of Melee lovers, but I feel like it's so much easier to get into than even something like Melee. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I understand completely, and also there is no bigger reveal you can do than everyone is here. Like, think about that. Every character that ever was, even characters that were basically replaced by others, like Young Link,
literally,
you know what I mean, or characters like that. Just crazy. It's just it doesn't seem like something you could top. And I'm the kind of person where I'm like, I'm looking at Smash Ultimate. I'm like, this game could go crazy for the next 20 years.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
If Melee could?
If Melee can do it,
yes.
Ultimate could absolutely do it. In my opinion, it's like, I've always said, it's like, Ultimate is the ultimate version of Smash Bros.
Absolutely.
And if you want to add more characters or more stages or more like game modes, you know what I mean? That's perfectly fine. You can release an Ultimate Deluxe. You can. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But there's no way you could keep going higher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can.
I don't think you can. Yeah. It really is just adding more. Like, I feel like if you took any other approach, it would potentially be a big risk to take away from what Ultimate has done.
Totally.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah. Like, I don't know that. Agree. Like, it's, man, so many things. Like, even like first picking up Ultimate and playing it with that OG roster and starting to unlock things, and you're really getting a feel from the game, and then trying to go back to Smash 4. We've talked about it. It's literally impossible. That is such a different game, and it makes Smash 4 look like pure rubbish.
It makes it look like dog shit.
Yes.
I remember thinking Smash 4 was so fun, and like playing it with this feeling of like, oh, this is the evolution of Smash.
Yes.
This is where it comes to. And now it looks like a busted up piece of shit.
Yes, dude.
It literally makes it look like shit.
No.
So
for real.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can.
And that's coming from a huge Wii U fan too.
I'm a huge Wii U fan too.
So I got some tail end news here, real quick.
Okay.
One thing, it's just that Apple just had a small press release for some of their laptops and tech. I don't know if you saw this, but
I did not.
Yeah, they announced new MacBook Pros,
okay,
and a new iMac, which is kind of hype because I think the iMac hasn't been updated in a long time. I think when they announced the M1 chip, that's when they came out with that last rendition of the iMac.
When was that? Like 2018 though?
I don't think it was that long ago. I want to say it was around the time of the iPad Pro reveal.
Really?
Like maybe a year after the iPad Pro was when they came out with these iMacs. So like 3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I have all these models and price points here. So they have the Apple iMac with the M3 chip, right?
Yeah.
So now we've skipped over from the M1 and we're now at the M3. And with an 8-core GPU, we're into $1,300, which is pretty good, to be honest, for an all-inclusive desktop.
Everything that's,
and it just being like, there's no tower even. It's all built into the screen. It's kind of nuts, right?
That is nuts.
So 8-core GPU with the M3 is $1,300, and then we got the 10-core GPU version is $1,500. Still really good if you have a lot of graphic-intensive projects and things.
Yeah.
I'm not really thinking games. Like, iMac's not really like known for its games anyway now.
Absolutely
no.
not.
It's really just like handling, like Final Cut Pro and like video editing and those things. So
but those are pretty big.
Huge.
You know what I mean?
Huge. Yeah, especially today's world where everyone's creating everything.
Totally.
They also have new MacBook Pro, so they have 2 new versions of the 14-inch model. The first one is just the M3 chip. It actually is a new price point of $1,599, which is, I think, the cheapest the MacBook Pro has ever retailed for.
Oh, wow.
Like a brand new MacBook.
Yeah.
Pro. I mean, I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I think that the last, if I'm not wrong, MacBook Pro, which was an M2 model, was $2,000, and I'm pretty sure MacBook Pros have traditionally always started about $2,000. Gotcha. $1999 start, right? So $1,599. That's a way better kind of starting point for MacBook Pro. I think it's awesome. Yeah. If you want even better, you want to go with the M3 Pro Max chip. That one is $2,399. So in the upgraded chip, it's almost $1,000. That's crazy. That is wild. And then if you want the 16-inch MacBook Pro version, that it only comes with the M3 Pro chip, and that is $2,499. Wow. So there you go. And last thing, I thought I only had one piece of tail end news here, but I have one more. Which you lied to me. I did. I'm a fucking liar. David Hayter. Do you know who David Hayter is?
Yeah, David Hayter. He's the voice of Snake, right?
That is right. And I don't know if you kept up with Metal Gear Solid stuff much when Metal Gear Solid 5 dropped, but they replaced David Hayter. And that was a big deal. Ooh. Yeah, so it was kind of, I don't really know myself if there was any publicity behind if it was David Hayter's doing or if it was Konami's doing, but I'm pretty sure if I remember right, it was Konami that made this decision, right? Konami. Right. Yeah, would really be surprised? Fuck no.
The
right.
Metal Gear
right.
series in general.
So this is kind of hype because David Hayter tweeted last week, this is only the beginning. And that was in reference to the drop of the Metal Gear Solid Volume 1 collection. Yes. And so it's kind of showing an unconfirmed that he's back locked in with Konami. But he did
come back for Ultimate, though. No?
I think he did. I think his voice is in Super Smash Ultimate.
But are they new voice clips? Or are they used from Brawl?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I just know that this is a pretty big deal because there was a whole article about this, and I just kind of put just like the bare bones info in there just for some tail end news. I'm with it. But it seems pretty hype. I think David Hayter's coming back, and I know that we got Caleb and Johnny as two huge Metal Gear Solid fans. Yeah. And those guys are probably shitting. Fuck yeah. Because I know Caleb has told me many times how no one could replace David Hayter. Fuck no. It's kind of like the voice of Sephiroth, right?
Yeah, he's got an iconic voice.
Iconic, bro.
Iconic as fuck.
Joshy, that wraps our news and updates. Let's run through the new releases real quick, my friend, and get to this main topic and shorten up this episode because I understand that you got to go to work soon.
I do have work.
About an hour. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we'll wrap this up. Okay. So, game drops. These are the new game drops this week, my friend. Okay. For October 30th through November 5th, 2023. So, I've got 24 games here. Some of these are pretty hype. Yes. Most of them I haven't heard of. So, we'll start with October 30th. We got Resident Evil Village, otherwise Resident Evil 8. Okay. Yeah. This launches on iOS on the 30th.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's already out now, so you can get the full version of Resident Evil 8 on your iPhone, which is nuts.
That is wild.
I think you can get it on older iPhones, but it's meant for the new iPhone. The brand new ones, that brand new Pro Max. The iPhone 14 Pro Max, pretty sure, with the new chips and all that. Yep. We got October 31st, the Atari Game Station Pro. I had never heard of this. I didn't know this was coming out, but this apparently is a pretty big deal. I'll show you a little picture here.
Didn't we talk about what?
No, this is a brand new Atari device. So it comes with 2 wireless joysticks, okay? And like an original kind of like really flashy looking retro Atari console. Yeah. Hooks up to your TV. So for key features, apparently, is the first console in the market to integrate the Atari 2600, 5200, 7800, and arcade games into a single platform. Wow. Features 200 officially licensed classics, including Pong, Asteroids, Breakout, Warlords. Comes with the 2.4 gigahertz joysticks with 3 sensitivity paddles. Wow. Game save options, 2 slots via onboard memory and 2 slots via micro SD card. And then dynamic lighting, USB-C, and HDMI. Wow. Yeah, so that's kind of hype. Very cool. Yeah, you're a classic guy. That looks like a
very good classic collection of everything.
Yeah, looks like it's competing with those the mini consoles of like NES and the Super NES.
Seems a little bigger than those, too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Just I feel like in a sense of like preservation. Yes. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I feel like if you just wanted some all-in-one package with Atari, this is it. That's the one. Also releasing on the 31st, so yesterday, we've got Castlevania Legends, Devil World, Headbangers Rhythm Royale, Little Goody Two Shoes, Silent Hill Ascension. Ooh. This releases on iOS, PC, and Android. So, and it kind of looked like a live service game. I'd never heard of this, but it kind of seemed like it's episodic. Like, the new episodes coming out, you gotta pay for them. So, that's kind of hype. I know that because Caleb is a huge Silent Hill guy.
Is
so
he?
He is for the video games.
All
He's
the respect
all
to
about
you,
him.
Caleb.
And the mysterious Murasame? The mysterious Murasame Castle.
Nice.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
November 1st, today.
Oh.
Enchanted Portals, Fusion Paradox, Ninja or Die, Shadow of the Sun, Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures.
Enchanted.
And, yes, it is Enchanted Portals. And then Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story. November 2nd, we have Dead Island 2. What's up?
It was just Enchanted Portals had a lot of controversy.
How so?
First announced.
I don't know anything about it.
It's like a Cuphead knockoff. So it's not made by the same people as Cuphead, but it's very much the exact same style. Like we're talking like multiple bosses. The characters.
Oh yeah,
have
the artwork
like,
and how they look.
The artwork, but it's also the gameplay. It's literally like a Cuphead like knockoff.
Wow.
Very interesting. I remember this was way before it was it had a release date. It was just when the initial announcement trailer came out, a lot of controversy. So very interesting. It dropped today.
Yes.
Wow. Well,
crazy.
Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. See if it makes headlines.
We'll see.
Because that put kind of a bad taste in my mouth with how close it looks like
it's
you know?
the exact same gameplay.
Yeah.
Too. It's
no,
like,
that's annoying.
It is.
Because I could see like inspiration for sure.
Yes.
But like,
I mean, even if you want to say it's like it's the same genre, but come on.
Yeah.
Same genre with the exact same art style.
Yeah.
And like two little characters like that. Come on.
No, I feel like people are going to be looking at it and being like, okay, this is literally a worse Cuphead.
This is a bad version of Cuphead.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Great. Well, November 2nd, we've got Dead Island 2 House, and I know that Dead Island, that first one, was a really popular game. I don't know who makes it, but I'm guessing this is going to be a pretty big release.
And I'm pretty sure Dead Island 2 was in development hell for the past, like,
I think
10
you're right.
years.
I think you're literally right. Yeah, 10 fucking years.
Pretty sure.
Okay. You should look that up.
I will look
It comes out on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and PC. Also releasing November 2nd is My Time at Sandrock, RoboCop, Rogue City, on Xbox Series X, PS5, and PC. I think wasn't that RoboCop game?
Yeah,
we were talking about that.
And
looks
it
pretty
got
good.
really good reviews.
Yeah. Okay. So that comes out tomorrow.
It's called Dead City.
It is called Dead Island 2 House.
Oh no, I was talking about the RoboCop one.
Oh, Rogue.
I think
City.
House. I think they already released Dead Island 2. I think this is like a sequel.
Oh.
It's a DLC.
DLC.
Yeah,
okay. Got it. Thank you, Josh.
So it's,
the RoboCop Rogue City. Then we got Star Ocean, the second story R. This was on my list of most anticipated games. Yeah, so I'm really excited to pick this up when I feel ready to. I feel like there's a lot of games right now, and I kind of really want to play Spider-Man before I jump into a big JRPG after I'm done with Mario Wonder. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. Yeah. I'm going to ride it. Then we got Thirsty Suitors. And November 3rd, Bratz, Flaunt Your Fashion.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting years.
Oh, dude. No, it looks so good. Like Game of the Year. Ebenezer and the Invisible World. Jumanji, Wild Adventures. One Night, Burlesque. Stranger Z releases on PC. It has a capital Z here, so I'm like, is this like from the same devs as Daisy?
Yeah.
Right? It's literally spelt in the same vein.
I'm going to look it up.
I don't know, yeah. Stranger Z. One word.
Z.
And then WarioWare Move It.
Oh.
Which I also have been extremely excited for.
Yeah, me too.
So I will definitely be picking that one up, and then Star Ocean sometime in the future. My last thing I want to add here, Joshy, because that's all the games I got. Loki Season 2. Have you seen anything on this? It's coming out right now, right?
It is coming out.
Yeah. Like once a week? No? Yeah, okay.
I believe so.
So that's coming out weekly right now.
I'm excited. I have heard mixed things, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot of controversy right now myself in what they're unveiling. I think I read that in this last episode, it was episode 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's the most gory and unsettling MCU scene ever.
Wow.
That's what a report saw. So
interesting.
Yeah, are you gonna watch it?
Absolutely. Yeah. I loved Loki season 1 so much.
Same.
But I also was very much into the MCU at the time, and I've definitely fallen out of the MCU.
Yeah.
However, that show was so good in itself that I want to see what they got going on.
Yeah.
I want to see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro.
I'm very interested.
All right, brother.
Yes,
should we jump into the main topic?
Let's jump.
Let's do it.
Like
Let's
the
do
pool.
it. Let's jump in, baby. Dab me up.
Dab.
Let's begin today's main topic. Joshua, we're talking about AI today.
Yes, we are.
And kind of the controversy that follows AI, which I think is really natural, especially in terms of evolution. I think AI has been kind of on the I feel like unless you literally live under a rock, you have heard of what AI is doing right now.
Of course.
And it's huge, right? There's all the AI art we see popping up. There's ChatGPT. Everyone's got that on their phone now.
ChatGPT.
You know?
There's an AI in Snapchat.
Yep.
It literally is just completely free.
Literally, yeah. So it's your own ChatGPT built into Snapchat, right?
Definitely not as powerful as ChatGPT.
Right.
That thing is very stupid. It's extremely dumb. I've tried to ask it questions. It's like, oh yeah, maybe I'll be able to help.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like I've asked the Snapchat specific one questions, and it like doesn't connect to the internet or something, so it only has data from like 3 years in the past or something, right? And so it's like, sorry, I wouldn't know how to help you now. You know, whatever. But today's topic really is focusing on how this is influencing the gaming industry. Okay, so I'll start with I really this topic idea came to me because in looking for news this week, 3 major articles got my attention that had to do with AI and kind of real world stuff, what's happening. One being really the real world that has nothing to do with games, and then 2 specifically about games. Okay. So I wanted to kind of inform you on some of this stuff, Joshy.
I also wanted to say I do not know much about this topic, especially in gaming. Yeah. So
okay, great.
Shoot away, my brother.
Yeah, I'll do my best to convey this info, and then I want to have just a mini discussion about it. Kind of see like if we feel the same on kind of the direction of AI and where it's going. I'll start with the first news article I found was from IGN. I'm pretty sure all 3 of these are. No, I got one from Kotaku. So the first big piece here, honestly, it's pretty huge. It's from IGN, but it is titled Joe Biden signs executive order providing guidelines around generative AI. Okay? So summarize here. U.S. President Joe Biden has taken a step towards regulating the use of generative artificial intelligence by signing an executive order that provides a framework for responsible development and deployment of the technology. Makes sense, right?
It does. It really does.
He actually tweeted out, "Join me as I sign a landmark executive order that will ensure our nation seizes the tremendous promise and manages the risks posed by AI." So that was tweeted out by President Biden himself.
Wow.
October 30th, so only a couple of days ago. And then, quote, "As we advance this agenda at home, the administration will work with allies and partners abroad on a strong international framework to govern the development and use of AI," the administration said.
How do you feel about that?
So, I think that this is potentially a good thing. Like, just this information alone isn't enough to really explain to me what's happening, but it seems like my understanding is that this is the first step on a government level and I'm not sure like internationally, but at least in the U.S. is the first step for regulating AI in terms of like safety. Okay, it seems like that was a big proponent here, making sure that there would be no actual like threat, I think overall to mankind or especially like businesses and things.
I was going to say, even regulated. Like, businesses for sure. But I was even just talking with my mother about it last night. Because one of her friends was a photographer. Okay. And his business is tanking because of AI. Yeah. Because there's not a picture you cannot create through AI and that kind of thing. I don't know if that will be regulated with this new legislation. I don't know if that's even something that is being considered. Yeah. But those kind of things are bad for the artistic representation of people who are making things.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I think it's because art at its like I don't know, most basic level, it's subjective, right? It's a subjective thing. Everyone sees art differently, and art is expressed in so many different ways, from things you look at to sounds you hear, right? Our passion, this whole show, anime, video games, they're an expression of art. You know what I mean? They're an expression of a story. And so having a literal supercomputer, which I really believe that like our brains are supercomputers, but we have limitations from our emotions, from our like so many factors there. And so having a human really compete on a level with a supercomputer who can just generate literally a work of art instantly, troubling.
Yeah,
it's very troubling.
Yeah,
it's very terrifying.
I will say, I mean, one of the things about it right now is AI is not on the level of a human yet. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because I mean, what an AI does is it does not truly create something new. It uses pieces from everything that exists online.
Yes.
Which is artwork that is created by other people or pictures taken by photographers.
Yes.
So something new is not truly creatable. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not completely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I'm following what you're saying, right?
You feel me?
An original expressive idea. It's not that.
Piece of art.
It is literally just doing what it's told.
It's combination
based on the information
of what it needs to create.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And you know, I think that there is a danger in the fact that naturally a person might not be able to even recognize that, but artists and the people in the industry will be able to. Absolutely.
And I think that's evident just if you were to talk to anybody today, people who don't really fully understand kind of the magnitude of this problem. Totally. Because what I think of is what we're going to be kind of tackling here, which is like people in like the gaming industry who their jobs and careers are at risk. Like your buddy you said about, or your mom, you were talking about.
My mom's friend,
your mom's friend with the art, right?
Their whole business is at risk because of this. Yeah,
and voice actors, right? And this it's huge because voice acting and art have been some of the most competitive fields for actors in general, and kind of like I mean, there was a whole fucking writer's strike, an actor strike that just happened.
It's still happening.
Okay? And a large part of that is like being underpaid, being underappreciated, and just like not being treated like a human sometimes. You know what I mean? And everyone just trying to make a name for themselves and have a career with their talents. And some people, you know, we talk about David Hayter, extremely talented. People like this man and for the art that he puts out, for his voice,
for his voice and what he expresses. I mean, we're already in an age where like when Luke Skywalker showed up in The Mandalorian, that was a complete AI generated voice. That wasn't his voice. And they did the same thing when Darth Vader also showed up in Ahsoka.
Really?
Yeah. So it's completely AI generated, which is crazy because those actors, I can't remember if James Earl Jones is still alive.
Okay.
But Mark Hamill is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, obviously he doesn't sound like he did when he was younger.
Sure.
And so, you know, but the idea wasn't let's get a new actor. It's let's recreate what once was. Can Luke Skywalker truthfully live forever in the universe of Star Wars live action through the use of AI? And at that point, we don't have an actor.
Right.
We have a face.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which is being created. So, anyway.
Yeah. Very interesting. To go with kind of your question, I feel like something I read in the midst of this information with what Biden put out was requiring that if you put out a piece of art with AI, it would be watermarked. So
I've heard that. Yes.
Being able to clearly distinguish between what is AI generated and what is not, which I think that would be an amazing thing.
I think that would be perfect.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, AI art should not be used, in my opinion, beyond what is like the novelty of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I mean, even like AI art can be fun. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It can be funny. It can be enjoyable. But it's not a replacement.
No,
it's not.
Absolutely.
And I think we're getting to a point where, I mean, we're getting close. You know what I mean? There's some really, really well done AI art out there, and it's concerning. So anyway, I want you to move on.
So I'll jump to another article here.
Please.
Okay, as we dive more into kind of this topic and the information. Yes. So the second article is titled "Embark Responds to the Finals AI Criticism." I'm gonna preface real quick here for some terminology. Okay. Embark is a studio that is creating this game right now, and I don't know a lot about this game. The game is called The Finals. Have you heard of it?
I have not.
Okay. Pretty sure that the game just released a like open beta, or it's in like pre-alpha stage or something. It's like it's not quite released, but it's on Steam and whatnot, and it has AI content in it, like generated like within the game.
How so? Like what is it used?
We'll get into that. Okay. So Embark responds to the Finals AI criticism. Making games without actors isn't the end goal. That's what Embark said.
Good.
Okay, so the finals developer, Embark Studios, has responded to criticism from voice actors and developers after it was slammed for using AI voiceovers in its shooter. Okay, the studio said, quote, making games without actors isn't an end goal, end quote, and claimed it uses mix of both recorded audio devices and audio generated via AI text-to-speech tools for its games.
Okay.
Quote, we use a combination of recorded voice audio and audio-generated AI text-to-speech tools in our games depending on the context, Embark spokesperson told IGN directly. Continuing, sometimes recording real scenes where actors get together, allowing character chemistry and the conflict to shape the outcome, is something that adds depth to our game worlds that technology can't emulate. Other times, especially when it relates to contextual in-game action callouts, it keeps saying TTS, and that's the AI text-to-speech. Okay, so TTS allows us to have tailored voiceover where we otherwise wouldn't, for example, due to speed of implementation, which I think is really just, in other words, to make the process faster. Yeah. You don't have to record a voice and hire an actor and blah, blah, blah. Okay. What do you think about this? This is the end of the article.
This is very interesting because, clearly they are correct that, you literally, technology cannot create like the chemistry between two actors.
Yeah.
That's impossible to create. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
However, if they're just saying that these small voice lines need to be made to help time management, I could understand if it's like the characters react if you do something specific in the game, and kind of opening up that feeling of these characters being real would be very interesting. But it doesn't sound like that's what they're saying. It sounds like they're saying we're trying to cut costs and we're trying to get this shit out quicker. Yeah. Because you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Like, imagine if, you do something very specific, like, and I don't know if this is in the game, but you catch a grenade and throw it at someone else.
Right.
And then a character says that you did that. You know what I mean? That's a very specific thing that could be very, that could immerse you better into a game using that AI, text-to-speech in real time.
Yeah.
However, that's not what's happening.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound
it sounds like everything they're doing. And again, like, I don't really know. I'm not keeping up with this game. I don't even know what this game looks like.
What's it called?
It's called The Finals.
The Finals.
Yeah, check it out. Let's see if we can pull up a picture. Yeah. Put our brains to wrap our heads around this real quick.
Okay.
Because I'm such a visual person.
Yeah, I'm a visual person as well. So it's
I see a panda bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks like some fun, like FPS.
Yeah, first-person shooter with... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with
it. Yeah, well, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. Yeah. And, like, what makes this interesting is that we were just having a conversation on AI creating art, like physical art, and that's not what this is. This is AI generated audio, right? And I don't think you can, I don't know. I feel like it's so clearly cutting costs and cutting corners is what it is. Because how have we done this in the past? For every grunt, for every noise, right? Like, you and I talk a lot about a game's like soundtrack and a game's like dialogue and audio. Like, could you imagine if like Xenoblade voices were AI generated?
Fuck no.
You know what I mean? There might be an instance where I would understand if they finished everything that had to do with the voice acting. So they recorded all these hundreds of thousands of lines.
Right.
They already paid them. They already went through all this, and then they realized in post-production, like, fuck, we need like 2 more lines here. Right. And they never recorded that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I could see it, but also then what does that say about the value of an actor?
Right, you know what I mean? That's where it gets really complicated.
Because then what's the point of even hiring them in the first place so you can get the initials and then whatever else you can just take care of business? Yeah. Because then that's going to fuck up voice acting in general because it's like, hey, come do this. We might never call you back because we have enough to make an entire DLC using the sound bites of your voice. Yeah. They add a new weapon. It makes a new grunting sound. You're not even getting a call.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
And so I'm not saying that, it's a horrible idea or it's inhumane or anything like that. But what does happen to those jobs that are set in stone, or at least have been until these most recent years?
Yeah.
It just puts things up in the air to a point where, if this is not the kind of regulation that, we want to, deal with, I don't know. I just think it's a bad omen for an actor to not even be needed to be called in.
I agree.
That's a bad omen.
I completely agree. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I actually redact what I said because
really?
I don't. It's almost just like me trying to go in the eyes of the developer and
sure, and I can get that. Kind of.
Yeah, and that's where it's I'm trying to understand, but really I think you're right, and I think even something small, where's the line?
What is the exactly?
You know
where does the line get crossed? Yeah. And when is there actual when does the negative change that comes from that really get to play? You could say a couple voice lines are missed, but that is instrumental for what this person is doing for a living.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so where do we draw the line? Mm-hmm. Where does any line get drawn? And then the worst part is, a developer, if something is easier and cheaper, they're going to want to take that option.
Absolutely. It's a business at the end of the day, right?
At the end of the day. And they're just people.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to be able to make this game, put as much time into it as they possibly can. Time is not infinite, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
and resources too.
Resources as well, money as well. You gotta. There's a lot to consider, and so I think it's very concerning.
I think so too.
Know what I mean?
Something that just came to my mind too, as a possibility here, would be let's say you're a voice actor, and you're hired on, and you record all these lines for this game, and they use AI in some way on your voice, maybe to make more lines or something.
Right.
But what if they then store that data in their database, in their AI database of now they have this actor that they once paid, but they never rehire them again.
They paid once.
They paid them once, and now they have access to their digital AI voice.
Well, that's when legal regulation I think has to come in, because if there is an AI voice that is generated using your likenesses, that should be a paycheck into the
royalty at least.
Yeah, royalty at least, and that's okay. It's not, because you're also taking away the opportunity for the actor to truly perform.
Yeah,
and they're not.
Absolutely.
Who's gonna want to just receive a paycheck? That's not why we're doing voice acting. It's not all about money. And so it's there's an art form that could potentially be at the chopping block at this point. And I even think to myself, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of games that don't use voice acting. You know what I mean?
That's very true.
That probably will now. And people will see that as a negative, which, even another thing is the way Donut County does their I don't know why I use that example. Donut County. But Animal Crossing,
very
great
charming.
example.
Yeah.
It's technically like an AI generated voice sounding. You know what I mean? Because they say the letters of the word really, really fast.
Yeah.
And so it's always different. So I'll be like,
You're right.
But that's not an actor.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And so I think there's also a stigma towards AI, in general, because it's totally possible that this game could, not this one in general, but a game would be ready to not use one, but will use AI instead. So what does that say? Should AI not be used at all?
Yeah.
Should it, it's the toughest part about this discussion even right now is I don't have an answer. And I don't have a concrete level. There's some parts I can completely get down with, which is the fact that actors should act, artists should create art. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
So
it shouldn't take away from them in any way.
Absolutely not. Money wise, or even the performance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
It's very interesting.
Let me pull up this third article here,
please,
to kind of give a full picture here, because now we're going to go back to AI generated art, like physical art. Okay. So this article is from Kotaku, titled "Ubisoft Using AI-Generated Assassin's Creed Art Amid Cost Cutting." So that's, I think, where this makes it interesting, because we're dealing specifically with cost cutting, and it's come to light. So what
was the artwork?
So people first began to notice some of Ubisoft's social media channels posting what appeared to be AI-generated versions of Assassin's Creed art last night. You know what?
I might be able to look it up, too.
I can pull it up.
Yeah. I might be able to look it up.
I can pull it up right now, baby. Let's,
What's the newest one? Here. Let me see. Oh, wow. That's definitely AI generated.
Definitely is. Like, you can tell. Yeah, like, it looks good. Like, it looks like there's intentional, like, motion blurring in the background. Yep. What I'm showing Josh a picture of at the top of this article is, it shows, like, well, it looks like Ezio in kind of like an orangish fit, like to fit Halloween. Yeah. Has, like, a jack-o'-lantern in the background, and it just... That's kind of it. It just shows, like, a background.
It's already weird, though. Why is the jack-o'-lantern hanging?
It's floating. Like, look, it's not actually connected to anything. Right. It's literally floating, right? Yeah. So, kind of interesting.
It's very interesting. Did they just use that for social media?
So, this article kind of wraps up what actually happened. Okay. So, I don't have a timeline for you. I'm just guessing this all happened sometime last week. Okay? Yeah. So, people started to notice that there was what appeared to be AI-generated versions of Assassin's Creed art on their X platform or on Twitter, right? Mm-hmm. A smoothed-over, off-brand Ezio emerged on the French publisher's X platform. So this is on Ubisoft's French account, okay? Because they have different regions, right?
Yes.
For Latin America, quote, "In other amazing industry news, here's an official Ubisoft account with 300,000 followers posting AI art," tweeted Forbes contributor Paul Tassi. So this was a reporter saw this and tweeted this out because he was pretty disgusted by it, right? Yeah. The publisher's post was mocked for making Ezio look like a Fortnite character, and for one character in the background wielding gun grips like knives. The tweet was deleted soon after.
Ooh, the picture?
The tweet was deleted. I don't have it. I don't know. Try Googling like AI Assassin's Creed. I'm sure it'll pop up. So apparently they made some tweet. Right, it was made fun of by this Forbes guy, and then it continued to be mocked by the community, and they eventually took it down. Okay, I'm guessing same day. Not to be outdone, however, the Ubisoft Netherlands account, okay, different account, still Ubisoft, followed up with its own AI-looking Ezio art, complete with jack-o'-lanterns. This is the art piece I just showed you. Okay. Yeah. Which Ubisoft game is perfect for this horrible evening was the caption underneath that post on Twitter.
Wait, say it one more time?
Yep, it says, "Which Ubisoft game is perfect for this horrible evening?" That was the caption underneath the picture I just showed you.
I see.
And it was asked in Dutch because it was on their Netherlands account.
Right.
Clearly, one of the Assassin's Creed makers was playing with the fan's heart, is what the article says.
I also found the picture.
Yeah, let me see it.
This is the one that he was talking about, the Fortnite one. It's that.
Oh my gosh.
And then look in the back, he's using like knives like a gun. What the fuck is that?
Dude, that looks terrible. That really looks even worse.
Bad. Yeah, it really does
look
bad.
Ubisoft recently revealed over 1,000... This is kind of like the meat of the article because this gets into like the ethics here, okay? Sure. So Ubisoft recently revealed that over 1,000 people left the company in the last year as part of its cost reduction program.
1,000 people?
1,000.
That's not a small amount.
Some of these departures were voluntary, but others included layoffs across customer support, marketing, and other departments in Europe, the U.S., and elsewhere.
Jeez.
Ubisoft literally... Okay, this is a quote from a tweet someone made by a concept artist, Reed Southern. Okay, he said, quote, "Ubisoft literally conducting layoffs this year and last month, and they're posting AI art. Unbelievable. What the hell is the gaming industry doing right now?"
I'm honestly with that.
Yeah.
That like, especially after looking at that picture, and anyone out there who's interested in seeing, it's just soulless.
Yeah.
You know,
it looks terrible. It looks like it's like straight out of like a magazine from like early 2000s.
Yeah. No, but it's worse than that too, because at least that was drawn by someone. Right. You know what I mean? And now that I'm hearing that there were layoffs at Ubisoft, it's just the worst. I keep saying a bad omen. It is the worst omen.
Absolutely.
It is this storm cloud on top of the gaming industry, and you know it's kind of what we talked about during the AAA talk about how cutting costs and not valuing art is what is going to be the downfall for these big companies. You know what I mean? And compare that to Toby Fox. a one-man army who has me way more excited for the things that he is working on, which are not AI generated, by the way, in any sense. All this artistry, I am way more excited and valuing than any of the bullshit that Ubisoft is making. It's cutting costs, absolutely. And it's true. It makes me sick.
It makes me so sick. It makes me sick because disturbing, Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft is an example of, you just opened this door for me, of the AAA talk we had, right?
Exactly.
And we're talking Assassin's Creed, which at a time released an annual game for years. An annual AAA multi-million-dollar game. I can't remember the last time an Assassin's Creed game didn't sell over millions. You know what I mean? And it's so pushed, and I think they're doing it every other year now, but it's one of the bigger fucking AAA games. Everyone knows what Assassin's Creed is. That is the company that's doing AI-generated shit. That's super concerning.
That laid off 1,000 people.
1,000 employees.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
Seriously, even if it's just for something like Twitter. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say that, that is not... But it's like, everything is, where do you draw the line?
Right.
Where do you draw the line as a company... As a big wig company who's dealing with multiple hundreds and hundreds of employees who are working on games, which are pretty big in scale.
Huge.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're talking big engines with big worlds, all these things. Where do you draw the line as a company? Is it what makes you the most money? Is that where you... Because that's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like.
It really does
genuinely
feel like
does.
that.
And it again, talking about like the AAA versus the small guys, right? The indies.
Absolutely.
These guys, like, if anything, like, wouldn't it really be reversed if you really were to think about it? Wouldn't it be the indie, the guys who have no money, the guys who are smaller, who can't afford to hire voice actors, who would be using this technology in this way?
Absolutely.
And maybe then it would be unnoticed, because it's such a small company. Like, you don't even know what they have to compare to, right? Like, but the big guys, like, almost setting an example for everyone else of, this is where the industry is heading. I think it's just cause for huge concern.
Yeah, and
I
honestly,
don't like it.
It cause for huge concern, but it also just, it's the exact reason why that discussion we had before is still so relevant and still will be for the next coming years, because there is a level of respect that you would have to have for consumers to let them to understand that Sea of Stars, the game that you love so much, that's what it's called, right?
Yes,
okay,
and
cool.
It's funny you say that, because I'm literally was thinking this already.
Right.
Yeah.
Sea of Stars, it has respect for the people who play it. You know what I mean? It has this...
It feels like a passion project when you're playing the game.
But it's made for the consumer. It's made for that. And even the thought process that these people would fucking type into ChatGPT to get an image, post it, and then really, truthfully, believe people to be dumb enough to not recognize it. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it really shows the quality of what they think we, as consumers, are willing to take. And I don't even play fucking Assassin's Creed, but it's a terrible fucking omen for the industry that we're in right now. And so, my entire thought, my whole belief, that if the big dogs can't stick around, Ubisoft, Bethesda even, if this is where all these big companies want to go, Blizzard, fuck it. Like, all these big companies... Like it's either bite the dust or that's that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it literally makes me sick. The idea that there is not even, for those posts, there was no creative direction. There was no person that created that.
No.
It's just not. It's not it.
There's no passion, man.
No.
That's what's coming to my mind.
No
like,
love.
if you have any piece of art, you automatically are putting passion into it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You're in some way you're putting forth effort into this vision that you have, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's a game. Literally, if you think about what a game is, the whole project of all the avenues, from the characters, the music, all this, everything that's put into the game itself is a passion project.
Absolutely.
Right? And we as gamers can tell when a project is no passion. That fucking King Kong game that just came out,
shit.
right? Skull Island, the most like it is shredded. Gollum 2. It's shredded apart by the community right now.
Have you seen the Gollum response was? They literally found out that the apology they put out was written with ChatGPT. Did you hear about that?
No.
This is some of the craziest shit.
No, dude. Breaking fucking news for this.
They didn't give a fuck at all.
Wow.
And they literally, I don't know how they use it. They use some AI to determine whether or not it was AI generated, and it was. The response that they give, they said, we're very sorry that this is not the quality that is. They couldn't give two fucking shits.
Y'all can't see right now. My jaw has been open. So what the fuck?
This stuff, and that is passion. There's no one behind that game. Not even the apology is filled with anything. There's nothing beyond it. So I wanted to bring this up too. The reason that the MCU has fallen off too is because you can tell in a movie when there's passion.
Absolutely.
You can tell. The beginning up until Endgame, there was this passion. Every single movie had a single director, and usually a writer. You know what I mean? Or that writer was also the director as well.
Yeah.
Black Panther. The way that movie was done, it has this passion behind it that you can feel.
Absolutely.
Even if you're not a big fan of Wakanda or any of those things, there's this feeling that this is an action movie made for African Americans, or there's just love poured into it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's
absolutely.
How the MCU
and even like
had
women
been.
too, like with how they portray like the warriors and that. Like
Yeah, and that was very clear with even like Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
And you can see it with the dip in quality, because what has truly happened is that Disney Plus came out after Endgame. Disney Plus came out and they said, we need TV shows, we need movies, we need like 7 pieces of media a year. You know, we were dealing with 2 movies back in the day. We had 2 movies that came out a year. One at the beginning of the year, one at the end. And that was all we had, which is still a lot. That's a lot for a series.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially because for a budget that big. Like,
absolutely.
These are $100 million movies.
Different directors working on different movies. So you could make that. You could do a passion story that felt like it was, and not every MCU movie before Endgame was a banger. But they were consistently had a voice and a vision. Yeah. And I wanted to show you this because it's very, very disturbing. This new Secret Invasion show, very much, have you heard about this at all?
No.
It got a lot of controversy because the intro to the show that plays every episode was created with AI. And you can tell. I want you to see this. I know that, it's kind of a bit of a viewing, so I know the people out there. All right. I want you to hold it and watch it.
I'm checking it right now. Live reaction.
This was this is a show. Secret Invasion on Disney Plus, and of course its reviews are shitty because it has no heart behind it. This show, they couldn't even give a fuck to create a fucking intro. And I get that. I get it because it's like the style of AI could also have this creepy tone to it, this like idea, the way that it's used, and it scrolls, so maybe they're trying to do something like that, but it doesn't feel stylized. It feels heartless. And everyone can see that. Every single person who watched this show said the AI intro is one of the worst parts because it's the literal exact reason that the MCU is going under. And this goes beyond even the topic of AI, and I know that that's kind of what we were talking, but this almost feels like a sequel discussion to the AAA thought.
I agree.
There is a level of love and passion you need to have in order to make art. And a big company that is directed by 12 different directors, has 7 different writers, cannot have that passion. It's impossible. Same thing with Star Wars. Star Wars is going through the exact same thing. There's no passion. The people that are making it for money, and it's just not it. And we can see that. Yeah. Even if you don't see every reason why, your brain,
you can just pick up. You can feel it.
Yeah,
you
you can have this experience where it's like, I can't say why all this was bad, but I know it was. I know exactly why it was. So yeah. I don't know if there's much more I can say on the.
I'm with you. The only thing I have to say, probably to wrap this up, is that I was thinking of is there any, my last question on here I had for us, is there anything you can think of that AI would be a good thing for gaming? And I actually think I just realized like roguelites have been using AI for a long time.
How so?
Because random generated dungeons, right? Like the idea of these random and like,
well, that's kind of Minecraft too, no?
Yes, it's right. AI literally is what generates each unique world in Minecraft. That's a great example. Yeah, and
that's like the most popular game of all time.
The truth is that we've actually been using AI in gaming for a lot longer than we think we have.
I also have no problem with random generations. I have no problem with Minecraft is so much fun because it uses that simply. You know what I mean? And it uses that in a case that works for how the game is played.
Yeah.
If Minecraft only had a specific amount of worlds, it would not be as fun as it is.
100%.
And if it didn't go on forever, it would not be the gaming experience it is.
Yeah.
So I would say AI naturally, or even just generation in the way that a game can come up with something on the fly, doesn't have to naturally be a bad thing. It's when we are cutting corners and saving money, quote unquote,
right. With the intention
to do less work and to maybe save money, pay less actors, put less work in, that's when I have an issue. But even Breath of the Wild, it's not AI generated, but it's like dynamic. The way things work dynamically.
Yeah.
If you can use AI to make a game on the Switch run better, I think that's nothing but a good thing. Like the fact that trees far away turn from a 3D model to a 2D picture, and then slower the way they go away, the less in quality they get. They do the exact same thing with its dynamic rendering. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, dynamic rendering, and they do the same thing with Mario Odyssey. They wanted to have a solid 60 FPS, and so if you're moving too much or moving the camera around, it will make everything look a little bit worse for a second to keep that frame rate up.
Yeah,
but that's not bad.
No,
that's the game working in this moment. And if AI can help to make that even better, I don't see that as an issue.
Yeah, completely.
However, this is where the issue is.
Yes,
Ubisoft and the way that they're handling it. Even that game that's talking about using voice clips.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just Relentless. What was it called?
The Finals.
The Finals.
Yeah.
That is not the way to do it.
No, I completely agree. That is not the way to do it. I completely agree. So yeah. And I think only time will tell. We got to see what happens, and if anything, again, like you said, a continuation of the AAA discussion. But I feel like this could even be. I mean, like the AAA guys might be straight shooting themselves in the feet here.
Totally.
Because
I think they are.
I think they are. Yeah. I feel like
we say it could be, but that's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. Is that I feel like this could be the beginning of the fall of AAA. You know what I mean?
We talked about that before. Studios. This could absolutely be a detrimental part of that.
Yeah.
But once I said this once, I'll say it again. Good fucking riddance.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
If this is the way you handle video games. And even your social media platform, you do not deserve to be into the industry. And that's just the truth.
That's straight facts.
And that's a mic drop there. I don't know what else to say.
Joshy, let's move on to some Telegram here, my friend.
Telegram.
I got a couple of things this week.
That was a great discussion, by the way.
Yeah.
I just want to say that was so much fun.
I appreciate you.
I feel like I always
had a great time talking about that.
I feel like that really was a sequel to the AAA.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I always get so riled
up.
No,
that's what I want. Yeah. I want passion in the show. Yeah. We can't fake that.
That's
no
facts.
AI
No AI could generate a Joshy. Bro? That's right.
No way. There ain't no AI generated Flash Bros podcast.
Fuck no.
Y'all would know. You would know. Yeah.
I think instantly. I do know.
You already know, bro. Yeah. So starting off this Telegram, my friend, starting with Caleb's question here. He said, what game were you really excited for and thought you would absolutely love, but turned out to be a huge dud for you, such as losing interest immediately or ended up being completely different than what you thought?
Wow, that's an amazing question.
Yeah, thank you, Caleb.
Such a good question, Caleb. You are a real one for that. Is anything coming to your mind right now? Because I might need to think on it for just a second. I would say here it is, perfect one.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening.
Like I would not say it's a complete dud. I would not. I love the dungeons, but I was expecting a new 2D Zelda experience.
Yeah.
And I sat down and I was disappointed. I really was, and the map is just, it's hard, it's confusing, and it got to a point where I was getting annoyed, and I just was like, this is not it. This is not, I was hoping for a little more streamline, or maybe even something that didn't feel like a GBA game or a GBA world. I was hoping that maybe when we could get rid of the scrolling screen, that whole thing, and it could be one consistent world. Just like changes. I was expecting a change, more changes like that. But it ended up feeling more like a remake and not a remaster and not a remake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little callback.
Baby.
So that would be my answer.
Okay. I think that's great. That's a good answer. I was trying to think too. I want to say that really it's obscure. The only thing that's coming to my mind, because I feel like there's a lot of examples. Yeah. I've definitely felt this many times in the past.
Absolutely.
Not just with games either, like lots of things, But Bravely Second. Or Bravely Default 2? Yes.
Bravely Second's the one on the DS.
Yeah, he's the one in the 3DS. Yeah. The like sequel, the one that came out right after. But no, Bravely Default 2, I remember getting that and being so excited. I loved the first one. I didn't even beat Bravely Second, but I still loved it. And I was like, especially for on the hype train for the Switch, because by the time that this game came out, pretty sure we didn't have a lot of what we have now for the Switch library. And I just remember being really, really excited, and I bought the game at full retail, which I'm doing a lot less these days. I'm usually buying games on deals, or if I know I'm going to play it right now. Right, exactly. And I remember playing it, and it just kind of didn't have the same kind of charm. I don't know if it was even anything wrong with the game. I just remember being really excited, and my headspace, I was so ready, and then I sat down, I put like 2 or 3 hours into it, and I never picked it back up.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's pretty sad.
And I don't know if I have like any specific reason for you. I just feel like maybe it's just because it's not Bravely Default.
Totally.
Like Bravely Default was such like a experience. Yeah. Playing it, like you ever wish you have those experiences again of playing something for the first time?
Yeah, like Xenoblade.
Yeah.
I feel that way about like when I first picked it up. There's nothing that can recreate when I was on my 3DS seeing this game. It was so cinematic. It was bigger than anything I had ever played before this. Even JRPG wise, because I was super into, Pokemon and other games. I played other games, but it was just an experience. Yeah. And
absolutely. Okay. Second question here.
Yes.
From Johnny. What game had the best music?
Ooh, Johnny, I love you.
Yeah, this is an amazing question, Johnny. He said Jack X Racing was a headbanging joy fest, which I wish I could relate. I don't know the soundtrack.
I don't know the soundtrack either.
But it's probably banger.
Probably banger.
Yeah, because Jack's got some good music.
Man, I would say, damn, that's a great question.
That's a great question.
You know what I'm going to go with?
Yeah.
Undertale.
I
don't think there's a single bad theme. Even the goofy ones, like the Temmie theme.
You're right.
The I love it. It's good.
I love that song.
Every single song is if you like that kind of like 8-bit style.
Yeah.
But like it's all so good, and it gives you this feeling like dun. That incites something in you. It's not hype. There are other songs that'll get you hyped. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get what you mean.
I would say that one.
It does have a style to it, and man, that is such a great example because that was all done by one dude.
Oh, and Toby is a fucking god.
It really is just a masterpiece. Even the music that you've shown me from Homestuck,
Yeah.
Man, that dude's so talented.
If
amazing music.
I would say right now, if Homestuck was a video game, I would say
you would say Homestuck.
Dude, Homestuck is the best music I've ever heard in my life.
I think
it is
OG Megalovania, no?
Technically not.
Technically
there's
not.
3. Oh, because there's the original. He made a Earthbound ROM hack, and Megalovania was the final villain in that one. And then there was Homestuck, and then there was Sans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was the first time I ever heard Megalovania.
Sheesh. Well, what's coming to my head right now is, like, I'm not going to lie, Xenoblade came to my mind immediately.
It definitely hit my head, no question.
But we've talked about that soundtrack exhaustively, so I'll throw another example in.
Hit it.
I'll probably say Final Fantasy X. And specifically when I just remember the feeling I had when the remake came out, and it was a remaster technically, but they did remake the music.
Yes.
And there's just something so special. I've heard a lot of like remade soundtracks before that are just like just okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like it's a modern version and it's just like, okay, yeah, it's a big orchestra, but I still like the original better. I'm one of the few that genuinely thought the entire remade soundtrack on Final Fantasy X was it went from being a great soundtrack to being exceptional. You know what I mean? Like every song just fucking hits.
Went crazy.
So good. It just goes so crazy, bro. Some of my favorite video game songs are from that game. So
I believe it.
That's what I'm gonna say, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
Joshy.
Yes, sir.
One of the last sections here, brother, is the trivia section. Do you have some trivia?
I do have some trivia.
Yes, sir. How much you got? You got a big list?
Nope, not too insane. Okay, however,
cool. We got about 10 minutes to wrap up for you going to work. You think it's enough
I think
time?
we will be able to do it.
Okay, let's do it.
So, I just wanted to have fun with this one. I didn't know how to do AI with questions. Yeah. So, I'm going a different route.
You didn't use AI to come up with the trivia?
No, I did not. I thought about that, though. I was like, that would be funny. But I also thought that would be soulless.
Yeah, you know.
And guess what? I have a soul. I made up all these questions on my own because we have been talking extensively about Demon Slayer. So I thought I would do trivia on the first season and the movie. Which is all you've seen so far.
Yes, I'd love
on Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about that?
That sounds fucking great, bro.
Yeah?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
how do you feel like your trivia is at with
I'm
Demon
notoriously bad. I'll be honest with Japanese names.
Okay.
Always just throw me through loops. There's just something
I
about...
will help as much as I can.
Yeah, and that's totally cool. Otherwise, this will be a great little refresher for me. So
absolutely.
I'm fucking in, baby.
Alrighty.
What's number one?
You ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty. What is the name of the fire style dance that Tanjiro's father taught him as a child?
Oh, fuck.
I told you this the other day.
Yeah, you did.
Yes. And since we're on
I heard it in the movie several times.
Yes. They say it multiple times. And if we are on a time crunch, so I might have to time you on these.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you.
I do not know.
You don't know it?
Yeah. When you say it, I'll be like, oh my god, that's it.
Hinokami Kagura.
Hinokami Kagura.
Yeah, that's right.
You're 100% right.
All right, I'm sorry about that for coming off with the heat,
No
but
sweat,
you need
brother.
to remember that from this point on.
Okay.
Hinokami Kagura.
I was gonna say Hami.
Hinokami
Kagura. Thank you.
That's the one.
Okay.
I got you. All right. Who claims that if Nezuko ever eats a human, they themselves and two others will kill themselves? 2 extra points if you can say the other 2 as well.
Okay. The 2 people that make that vow and that promise is Gyu and Tamioka. Is that his name?
No, Gyu Tamioka is the name.
Oh, that's his name.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it's that guy from the mountain with the red mask and the nose who teaches Tanjiro how to fight initially.
I can let you have it.
Okay.
His name is
What's his name?
Dude, I just had it in my head. Fuck. It's Iroh Kodaki.
Iroh Kodaki.
Yeah. Yeah. And then who's the third?
Well, the guy who tells them that is and vouches for them.
Yeah,
right.
It's Gyu. So you already said Gyu and
I said
Iroh
Gyu.
Kodaki.
Yeah, and Iroh Kodaki.
There's a third person.
There is?
It's much more simple than you might think, though.
Is it the main leader of the Hashira?
No.
It's not.
Because he's making the point to the main leader of the Hashira.
Then it's got to be Tanjiro.
It's Tanjiro.
Yeah.
Okay. You get all 3 points.
Yay!
I'll let you have that.
Thank you, baby.
Alrighty. What is the name of the demon that turned Nezuko into a demon and killed Tanjiro's entire family?
That is a great question.
What?
That's a great question.
You don't remember?
I don't remember his fucking name.
Think about it.
That turns Nezuko and slaughters his family?
Picture his face. He looks like Michael Jackson. Come on, they talk about him all the time.
Do they?
They do.
I don't got it.
He's the main guy. The main demon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, say the question again.
Okay. What is the name of the demon that turned Nezuko into a demon and killed Tanjiro's family? Because there's only one demon that can turn everyone into demons. It's the main villain.
Well, the main villain is Mizan Kubutsuji.
Yes, you're right.
And that's right?
Yeah.
But...
Because he's the only one that can turn anyone into a demon.
So it had to have been him. I thought it was
the only way.
It wasn't that one? No. It wasn't
the reason that he has all that hatred towards Muzan is because of the fact that he killed his family. Because if they were all just dead and eaten, then that would be like, that could be any demon. But the fact that Nezuko turned into a demon means that his blood was there on the scene.
Shit.
Yep.
Shit.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty.
I'll take it.
I'm sorry. I guess these are tough, huh?
No, dude, it's all good. No, these are perfect.
Alrighty.
I love this lore, too. It's so good.
Isn't it so good? How many forms are there in water breathing?
11.
You're right.
Yes.
Nice.
Let's go,
Nice.
baby. I just remember when Gyu said 11th form, and it was like,
whoa. Yeah, a little bit of lore. Normally 10.
Okay.
But Gyu created an 11th form. So I would have also kind of accepted 10, but also 11. I wrote down as the answer 10
I just remember,
normally. But
I remember that scene when Gyu shows up and he does 11th form, and it's like...
It's dead calm.
It's dead calm. Yeah. And then even Tanjiro was like, there's an 11th form?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. What breathing style does Inosuke use?
He uses beast breathing.
That's right.
Yes,
nice
sir.
job there.
Beast breathing.
Beast breathing.
First fang.
Yeah. First fang, yeah. Because of his inability to use other forms of lightning style, Zenitsu has completely mastered the first form of lightning style. What is the name of that said form?
It's Thunderclap and Flash.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Nice job.
Hey, I'm doing not too bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Not gonna lie.
All right.
Thunderclap and Flash.
What is Tanjiro's last name?
Tanjiro... They say it a lot.
They do.
And it's
Nezuko's last name too.
Yeah. Tanjiro... It's not Tomioka, that's Gyu, right?
That's Gyu, yeah.
Kamado.
Yeah, that's
Kamado.
it. Kamado.
Let's go.
Tanjiro Kamado. Alrighty.
Fuck yeah.
How long did Nezuko sleep for when she was first turned into a demon?
2 years.
Nice job.
Fuck yes.
What rank was the drum demon that Tanjiro fought in the shifting home?
He was unranked.
Technically, yeah. But he was a former rank. Do you know the number?
Oh, I don't. Was he former rank 9?
You remember how he had that X in his eye? Yeah. He was...
but I just don't remember them talking about it. But that...
No, they definitely did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they show the flashback of him getting that eye slashed. He has that X.
You're right.
And there's a number underneath it.
You're right. I don't know.
It's okay.
Was it 10?
It was former lower rank 6.
Lower rank 6.
So he used to be lower rank 6.
I definitely did not know that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What breathing style does Gyu Tomioka use?
Water breathing.
That's right.
Fuck yeah.
Nice job.
Fuck yeah, baby.
All right. What color is bad luck for a Demon Slayer's sword to turn?
Black.
That is right.
Yes, sir.
Nice. All right. Why does Shinobu Kocho have to resort to using poison to kill demons?
Her blade is too weak to cut through the neck.
That is very true, but also it's her. She is also not strong enough.
She's not strong enough. Okay.
So she created a blade that uses. But you're right. You absolutely get that point.
Sweet.
But yeah.
What's her name, by the way?
It's Shinobu Kocho, but I think they just call her Kocho in the show. Kocho and Gyu.
I never remember her name.
Yeah.
I would say Butterfly Chick.
All right. This is the last one.
Okay. All right.
What is the name of the fire Hashira that was assigned to the Mugen Train?
It is... what is his fucking name? It's not Zangetsu. That's Bleach.
That is definitely true.
But I think it starts with a Z. Or has a Z in it. No, it's, Ken...
I'll tell you, it starts with an R.
Rengoku.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dude, you did really good.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate
awesome.
I missed 2 of them.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That was pretty
Thank you for
good.
that. That was great fucking
Isn't that fun?
Especially top of your head. You're so smart, John.
I know. I literally just came up with all that. Also,
yes.
In the future, I might do that once again once you've watched more episodes.
Fuck yeah. I would love that. I would love that. Yeah,
fun.
After I finish next season, please.
Yeah, because my favorite character is Tengen, who is in the next season.
Oh, have I seen Tengen yet?
You saw him. He's one of the Hashira.
Which one?
He's the one with he's got like big earrings. He's got the white hair.
The guy who showed me the 2 swords?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
so
I'm stoked.
He's crazy.
I'm hyped.
He's my favorite character in DC.
Joshi.
Yes.
As tradition dictates, we have one closing thought for both of us and our audience before we wrap up this episode. It is weekly wisdom from Uncle Iroh himself.
Beautiful.
This week, I've got this for you.
Yes.
You sound like my nephew. Always thinking you need to do things on your own without anyone's support. Mm-hmm. I chose that because it's so good, especially when this hits you in the show.
Yeah.
Just one of the big themes of kind of like it's just like Shulk, right?
Yeah.
Thinking like, okay, with great power comes great responsibility, and I will bear that alone, so my friends don't have to.
Right.
Instead of knowing that if your friends really are your friends and they really love you, they want to support you, and we're always better with friends.
Absolutely.
You know? And family.
I agree. And you also can't do those things alone. You really can't.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can try, but you're going to fail. And guess what? And then you're going to be upset with yourself. And Zuko does that exact thing. He's so angry the entire show, and it isn't until he can let up and understand that there is not this entire world of responsibility on him.
Yes.
And that maybe letting go of this honor that his father took from him, quote unquote, and assisting those people, the Avatar and all those, is what sets him free. And also leads him to be a true leader, which is, him becoming a Fire Lord.
And it changes his whole ideal of leadership from me to the kingdom,
to
right?
everybody,
to like every person,
the Avatar,
matters.
The every nation, like the way that it works. So
yeah,
I love it.
Hell yeah,
Iroh really spitting over here.
Yes,
sir. As always.
Joshy, that wraps up episode 11.
We made amazing time.
We did make amazing time with all the extras right now, without doing any edits. It's at 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Beautiful.
That is record time for us, my friend. That's
yes,
beautiful.
Sir. Yes, sir.
My friends, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thank you.
We will be back. We do love you. We love you a lot. We will be back next week.
Yes,
Please, I'll plug one more time. Check out our Patreon. That's going to be patreon.com/flashbrospodcast. And if you're a Patreon supporter on there, you can send us a message for any inquiries or questions for any episode we got coming up. Otherwise, you can email us at... Wow. I'm like drawing a blank here. Flashbro. Yeah, Josh, what's the email?
It's flashbros@gmail.com.
Flashbros Podcast.
Podcast. I meant to say that. Flashbrospodcast@gmail.com.
Joshy, thank you so much for joining me today, bro.
Of course. It was a beautiful discussion and really fun day.
I had a great day.
Even on a little time crunch.
Should we enjoy the day, or should we let like the AI take over?
I think the AI should.
You should send your AI to work tonight.
I'm actually so down for that.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, you're gonna work in what, an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy.
Take care of it.
Yeah, dude. I'll help you.
Absolutely.
Joshy, and I will see you guys next week. All right? You guys take it easy.
Take it very easy. All right, please.
I love you.
I love you.